It is Tuesday, the 17th of December. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by the culture. I am one of your hosts for today, my own royalty.
And they call me E-Man, the pro-black activist, TDA producer and news analyst, melanin jam-packed.
That is right. And actually, today, I just found out in real time, today is our 650th episode. I must say, they want big up
Thank God.
us. Thank God. So that's what? Divided by 5. It's like 100. That can't be 130 weeks of the show. That's silly.
Yeah, we've got what, two and a half years now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So in April.
It's 130. Yeah, it's 130 weeks.
Yeah, so in
Equivalent.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It is.
That's wild when you say that loud. That's a lot of yapping time. Brent, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you liking the Christmas
I am tired.
season so far? Are
I'm
you ready
tired.
in Niger?
I am. Do you know what? Technically, I'm not though, because I'm still like doing things here.
Mm.
I feel like once I'm done with work, once I'm done with, well, all works, then I can kind of be in the mode. But I am tired. And I'm just, every day I wake up, I'm counting down to when I don't have to wake up at an alarm anymore. Flipping tired.
It is so well, I can't remember the last time I had the feeling knowing full well I was off to a fantastic place on this earth in a week or two's time.
Do you know what's crazy though? Because I was talking to my friends about it the other day. Because we went out for one of our Caribbean Sunday roasts. Had a good time. But I was talking about like how I don't like, you know how like, I feel like the Western idea of just work till you drop.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't like it. It's not how I want to thrive. It's not how I want to live in life. And I was saying how, like even when I think about like, when I go to Lagos, right? It's still obviously, it's not like a public holiday when I'm going. Obviously it's Christmas and whatever, fine. But outside of, even when I went, when it wasn't Christmas time, there's still like life there. And obviously people go to work. So people be in the club and they just go to work. But then I don't know what it is. There's just joy. I don't want to say it's just the weather, but there is just there's more I feel like over there's more to life than just working.
Yep.
And I feel like there is, that exists everywhere except Western countries. And that's the problem. So that's why in this country, for example, Brits, the thing we look forward to the most is going on holiday. People's moods changes once if they've got one holiday, even if the holiday is booked in 2.5 years' time. Do you know what I mean? I feel I don't like it. So next year I'm trying to figure out. I don't want to live like this. Because I was even reflecting on this year actually in my way, talking to God and whatnot, and I was like, I've been tired this year. That's the one constant theme I'd say of this year. I've been tired, and I just can't. This can't be it. I can't go through life just being tired. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. But you're working towards something.
Oh, please. Oh, please. Please. Obviously, the prayer is I live to see the something, but damn. So I don't even know. And I feel like, I think even like the things that I want to do, I think this was really a like reflective year for me in terms of moving forward and what's the balance of not necessarily being so tired. Do you get what I mean? And I find that because I'm not money motivated, I'm not, like I do the things because I enjoy doing it and because I feel like it's a gift and I feel like it's what God wants me to do. That's what gets me going. But I realize that even with things I do, I need to do things that actually feed my soul, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
So I feel like next year is when I'm going to start exploring that. I have ideas, but next year is when it's funny because we've been telling people not to wait to the first, but I don't have the capacity. Like I literally don't have the brain capacity between now and the 31st. So from the 1st of February, we move. But yeah, it's been interesting. Just like reflecting on what it is about this country, because you literally just work till you fall over.
Yeah. I also think the lack of sun makes a difference though.
100%. Because in summer, people are happier.
100%.
Going to work is not that bad in summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the sun is out and it's just like, okay, like, yeah.
And I feel like especially us though. especially us.
But that's the thing though, because we're meant to take vitamin D vitamins. I stopped taking that. I need to get back into taking that actually regularly. But we're meant to take that because it it affects your mood, it affects your energy levels, it affects literally your entire being.
Sure, 100%.
So we need the sun. I said, energy. I'm going to get some chow. Nobody the rest of y'all. But yeah, that's how I'm feeling this morning. So, thank God we've talked a lot. So if it was a lot of gratitude, I am very grateful this year though. I actually don't have any complaints.
That's good.
Like, people like, oh, it's a bad year. I can't say that. It's a good year.
We thank God.
Yeah, hallelujah. How are you anyway, Brent?
I am good. Blessed and highly favored. As per
You sure?
usual.
That felt like an afterthought.
No. I really am blessed and highly favored.
Hallelujah.
Don't forget that there are free books this Christmas.
There are free books this Christmas.
I'm going to put the link up in the description. I'll also put the link up in the description. Yesterday, it was a long day today. Absolutely crazy long day.
You got a
today.
long day?
Yesterday, sorry.
Long?
It was a long day yesterday, so I couldn't even put up the timestamps for the...
No, I don't blame you because where do you go? We started headline. We said headlines.
Yeah,
Talked about Kemi Badenoch for like nearly an hour. Then did interview. No word on road. The topic of the day. That lasted a day and a half. No wrap up, no reaction, nothing, just bye. It was a lot. We got Frederick though.
Yeah,
I really
big
liked having
up,
him on. Really, really good vibes.
Yeah, shout out Frederick. I haven't even put Frederick in the bloody title yesterday.
That's all there is to say.
God damn it.
You got to click and find out. Find out what had happened up in here. It was good vibes. It was nice conversations.
Yeah.
I do enjoy the conversations on TDA. It's really nice. Yeah. But apparently there's more to be said.
Yeah, I got a video too. So let's get into the headlines.
Yes, please. Let's speed it up. Sorry. So how did Sally know we were... Actually, I guess he knew we were live. Because he said he wasn't on the YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
So he just went on Discord and what?
I think he said that before, that he's just gone on the Discord.
And he says whoever comes to his spirit.
Yeah, just seen us there live, I think. Join the stage.
So when you join the stage, can you hear what's happening in this room?
Only when I decide to unmute the mic.
Okay. Because I just really thought about that. Wait, hold on. This boy was not on the YouTube. He wasn't watching, and wasn't watching the show, but he just jumped in and... Interesting. Saleh is a very interesting character.
He's a powerful guy, man.
Yeah, let's not say his name the third time. It might pop up.
All right, so our first headline. Keir Starmer has said that he's concerned about the challenge China poses in his first comments on an alleged spy with links to Prince Andrew, who has been barred from the UK. Speaking during a news conference in Norway, the Prime Minister said he could not comment on whether the government has discussed the situation with Buckingham Palace. He said that there's a long-standing convention in the UK that talks between Downing Street and the royal family are never spoken about. However, he said that, of course, we're concerned about the challenge China poses as he defended his push for a pragmatic relationship with Beijing. So Keir Starmer said, our approach is one of engagement, of cooperating where we need to cooperate on issues like climate change, to challenge where we must challenge, and where we must, or where we should, particularly on issues like human rights, and to compete when it comes to trade. The alleged spy, for those who don't know, is known only as H6, but yesterday actually, a headline breaking news thing came out where they actually released his name. But he was described in court as having formed an unusual degree of trust with the Duke of York. Last week, a judge upheld a ruling that he should be banned from the UK. Next headline, and the Prime Minister's number 2, Angela Rayner, has said local elections could be delayed for up to a year for councils that are being overhauled. The Deputy Prime Minister made admission whilst outlining the government's devolution plans, which we will see some smaller district councils combine into bigger strategic authorities with more sway over their particular areas. Asked whether some elections could be delayed, Ms. Rayner told reporters, we're asking people to come forward as quickly as possible, and if they're enough to deal with, and if they're enough to deal, and if they're enough to a deal, and they say, well, we just need a few more months, and then we can put that system in place. Angela Rayner's English, fantastic. Anyway, Labour's manifesto promised to deepen and widen devolution, with more areas expected to take on the mayoral combined authority, the CA. that particular model that's headed by Sadiq Khan in Greater London. Local elections are held every year in May, but Mr. McMahon told LBC some councils essentially won't exist if they make a request for reorganisation under the devolution proposals. Hope that makes sense to people. And our last headline, the Foreign Secretary, Mr. David Lammy, has said that people should follow the rules of other countries when asked about the British 18-year-old who has been sentenced to a year in prison in Dubai. Marcus Fakana from Mr. Lammy's Tottenham constituency had a holiday romance with a girl who was 17 while with his family in the UAE. The girl, who's also from London, is now 18. But after a campaign group detained him in Dubai said his treatment was a disgrace, the Foreign Secretary David Lammy said that he had all the support available from UK officials. It is the case wherever you are in the world, and that's why the Foreign Office makes it clear on their website what the rules are, that you are to follow the rules and the law according to that country. This is what David Lammy is saying. Fakana felt abandoned by the British government since his arrest in September, according to detained in Dubai. I never intended to break the law. It didn't occur to me at the time, and for that, I'm sorry. I'm asking His Highness Sheikh Mohammed Al Maktoum to please forgive me and pardon me. Let me go. Please give me back my life. This is basically what he's saying. So yeah, for those who are wondering if David Lammy's going to get involved, he has got involved and basically said he ain't going to do nothing, follow the rules. So that's it.
That's very great. To be fair, I do feel like 1 year is sad, but bro, it could have been 25. So sometimes you got to look at the glass half full and just embrace that. And then God willing, when he gets back, was it 18?
Yeah, we're 19.
Yeah, because you have to go to college and see what he can do and just rewrite his own story. Wow. Yeah. Bless him. All right, let's get into our What You Saying topic of the day. I can Chrissy say I'm ready for round 2. There's some people that need to be, need to be addressed. Exclamation point. When someone does an exclamation point, you know they mean business, child. It's not a joke.
At all. All right, people. Like Chrissy said, round 2, man. Brett, you got a video?
Round 1, fight.
Yes.
Round 2.
Please show us the video.
What had happened?
And people, while Brent's getting that ready, join the Discord. Remember, we're not starting afresh. It's round 2. It's just straight to the Discord.
Yeah, just straight to the Discord, man.
You know what I mean?
I'll be honest with you, I ain't got much for y'all. So if you people don't know the Discord, I promise you'll be a 5-minute topic of the day. Show will be done at 9.
All right. Friend of the family, Richie Brave.
Mm-hmm.
Big up Richie Brave.
Richie.
Oh, well, hold on. I'm going to have to make glasses on.
All right.
Saying that the black women who are talking about this are bitter and this is why they don't get chosen. There's been a lot of things derailing the conversation. There's been another conversation around you guys are being so, you're showing your disdain for these children and all that sort of stuff.
Wow.
I want to say, first and foremost, with us speaking about this, you've mentioned it there already, but just making it unequivocally clear, nobody has any disdain towards these beautiful children.
Yeah, they're so cute. When we're looking at colorism, yes, we're talking about racial preferences in relationships, but actually colorism is a system and a framework in which dark-skinned black women are oppressed under. When we're talking about women specifically, right? So Jade Bentil, who is author and academic, she spoke about pigmentocracy, and that is the pigment in your skin, the darker your pigment, so it's about lighter pigment being at the top and darker pigment being at the bottom. And that's not about people being more or less attractive. It's about perception and treatment, right? This isn't a reality. This is a perception that then influences and creates a reality for dark-skinned black women. So actually, for me, what angers me and what concerns me is when dark-skinned black women are having these conversations, this isn't just about preferences when it comes to dating. This is about their lived experience. And it's me, I'm aware I'm a man saying this, but I feel like as a mixed black man who has one black parent and one mixed parent, although my mum is not mixed with black, I probably should be coming into the conversation and saying I'm not offended. And I think positioning black women as bitter when they're having these conversations is an extension of colorism within itself.
1000%. And also it feels like gaslighting because
It absolutely is.
we've, as a dark-skinned black woman, I've directly experienced the colorism that black men, dark-skinned black men perpetuate. So then for us to then even acknowledge it, it's like you're being shouted down when, one, you've experienced it, and then two, you see it in every facet of media, and you see it in all of the choices that celebrity black men make. And, you know, people want to talk about, these are online conversations, it's not happening in real life. Who do you think these people are? Are they just online figments of our imagination? Some people are saying that the black women who are...
Just so interesting, actually, because I actually saw a tweet yesterday. Someone talking about how these gender wars are just online, and in real life, black men and black women love each other, and how it's just an online thing, and people just do too much online. And I was thinking, that's so interesting that people think that, people don't see that. So, you know, like online things like Instagram, you take pictures. Say I take a happy picture, I post on Instagram. That doesn't mean that whilst I've posted it, or I've posted in real time, or I've just taken that picture, or I'm happy. Sometimes, I've got a bonnet around my head, I've got popcorn on my... Do you get what I mean? Like, it's just that. But I find it interesting because when it's when it's an app where people are tweeting their thoughts and stuff, or they're posting their thoughts, that does reflect in real life, though. Yeah. Because so I didn't understand how people were, and it was getting a lot of retweets. People were like, oh my gosh, yeah, anyone that thinks this is real life, they must be online. And it's like, no, it does manifest into real life. It manifests into the way people date each other, the way people procreate, the way, like, all these things manifest. And it's interesting, some people genuinely think it's just online wars, and in real life, black women and black men love each other. And it's like, okay, thank you very much. Izzy says, not gonna lie, the first issue is making a positive thing about a negative thing. Any other demographic doing this will be viewed as bitter. No, they wouldn't be. You lot just always call black women bitter. And the irony is that there was a lot of black men as well. I saw black men making the most jokes about this thing. Some of them were putting up the Family Guy, the paper bag test, and all sorts. No, because and I think that's the issue. I think people can't understand how there's two positive things. When we watch Love Island and they cast a black girl, they cast one black girl and one black boy. It's a positive thing because maybe the year before, or let's say they've done two black boys, two black women, right? And then it's a positive thing. But then why do we spend time criticizing it then? When your company hires one black person, why do you criticize that then? Why do you walk into spaces and say, why is there only one black person in there? Enjoy the positive then. So saying, oh, this is a positive thing and you guys are turning negative, that's such a lazy response to give to anything. Anything can be positive, and no one's taking away from the positive that it is. But you're saying it's positive, then don't you think then that, like I said yesterday, there should be young, dark-skinned girls who see themselves also in that video?
Yeah, 100%. And also, how long do we have to spend on the first positive though? Because,
I don't know.
Because like I was saying yesterday, it's like you getting that cold cup of tea. Okay, you appreciate someone's giving it to you.
Okay, thank you. You quenched my thirst.
But it's still cold, man. And I didn't pay for cold tea.
They want you to never bring it up.
You know what I'm saying?
That's my thing. Because when is it, with that mind, actually, I want Izzy to answer this. She got other answers. When is it best then to have talked about this issue? Because do you even see an issue there? Because that's another thing. Because someone like Saleh didn't see an issue at all. Yeah. So for someone like him, there will be no appropriate time to bring this up because it's not an issue. But if Izzy is saying this is positive that's been turned negative, do you think there's a negative there? Do you think that the conversation that's been had is worth being had? And then if you do believe that, then when do you think is an appropriate time then to have brought this up?
Well, Izzy mentioned something else. I want to show Bent going to put it on the screen. He said, if Beats and Bands sells at the O2 and someone makes a comment about the lack of natural hair, they wouldn't be viewed as bitter.
If someone would say, if Beats and Bands sold out,
the O2,
yeah,
and then somebody else makes a comment about the fact, wait a minute, all these women, they ain't no natural hair here.
Sorry.
Would that person be seen as bitter?
What's the show called?
What, Beats and Bands?
Okay. So I thought it was a Cantu link up. The show is called Beats. If we go to Beats and Bands and we don't work one glute, are we gonna say, oh, Gina, you sold out the O2? But we didn't work out any of our, we didn't work out no legs, we didn't do any workout, we didn't do any. Do you get me? Like if what Beats and Bands is marketed for it doesn't happen, are people not gonna criticize that? Bitter is only really like, because people use bitter when it comes to black women. That's a known fact. When it comes to black women bringing up issues, it's always some kind of bitter. You're bitter all over the place. if in other situations, something like say the Beats and Bands one example, what people would be called is a hater.
Yeah.
Whenever people have criticisms about something, they're called haters. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't get Izzy's point. Maybe I've missed it. Then you, Brent, do you get it? Do y'all get it?
I'm looking for stats.
Okay.
Speaking to the decline in black men getting married over the last 10 years, and I'm seeing there is a big decline.
Yep.
And they say some is to do with COVID, some is to do with
blaming COVID for everything,
changes in societal pressures.
Mm-hmm. I think it's the breakdown of the family structure, man. It's 100%. It's in just Western society.
Just so
more
interesting.
people are looking to get married later on as opposed to younger.
Believe that. Like Agbaya's moving
So
to
it's
me
the
in the
breakdown
club.
of the family, you're saying?
Just so interesting actually, because someone talked about, I saw that online as well. Someone was saying how the divorce rate is going up and up and up. And someone's response to that was because people are more willing to give up on relationships and marriages now than the previous generation. I usually don't know how I feel about the previous generation's relationship. But I was saying, I found it interesting. That was the link they made to, and they made it seem like a negative. But like, because people aren't willing to tolerate, and people want perfection and da 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 da. But I think it'll be interesting because with divorce rates historically, the number one reason is always to do with money. So it will be interesting to see what the number one reason is now. Because I feel like a lot of the things that were happening in marriages back then as well, people didn't see them as an issue per se. It wasn't grounds to break up. Like even something like abuse, that wasn't grounds to break up a family for. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it will be interesting to know what the change in attitudes has been in previous marriages, in previous divorces and current divorces, to see why it keeps going up.
I think it's partly people's attitude to, you know how, for example, I've said before on the show, like integration. Obviously, integration is a good thing and all that sort of stuff, yeah. But it made black businesses suffer, right? For example, I feel like it also made black families suffer.
Yeah.
Because I think our values started to mix with the values of everybody else in the West.
Yeah.
And I think that whole, funny enough, even Demi was talking about yesterday, communalism, collective, being part of the village, everyone's family coming together. I think that was thrown in the bin as well in the West. And this is the reason why, if there's a particular struggle, or when people get married, everyone talks about, oh, it's me and my husband, or it's me and my wife. And you kind of just go and do your own thing somewhere. But back in the day, those financial issues may not have been as big an issue because you've got other people around you to help, to support, look after the kids. Someone wants to do overtime. Somebody hasn't got a job. There's a support structure. You know what I'm saying? So the things that would break you apart and fracture the thing, but then split you completely apart.
Yeah.
Was there, you know what I mean? Basically, it wouldn't happen back in the day because there's other people to help.
I think it was less likely to happen because there's other. Yeah, I feel like people you were definitely getting more help because it will be interesting as well to know whether divorce rates back home are going up. But then that one, I mean, I know in Nigeria it takes a long ass time to get a divorce, child. Probably dead before the court processes papers. But yeah, because but then I don't feel like the West is set up for that. Though. Like when you think about white culture in itself, it is rather individualistic. Like we don't have community the way they. That's why like I always use the examples of like care homes, for example. In our culture, that's not something that we typically do. Like back home anyway.
Yeah.
Like, do you get me? It's just not it's just not the typical way of life.
Exactly.
And then yes, I feel that there is definitely, I feel like people definitely feel the strain of it when it is that you're taking if you're gonna start a family and stuff like that. But then it's interesting because I've always had the mindset of you should always think like that. Because sometimes people feel like, oh, I've got a village, but then did your village sign up to that? Like, did your village sign up to help you with your child? Like, some of you don't have conversations with your village where you just start having babies.
But that's now.
And then now you want me to take that. Excuse me.
No, but that's now though. I think back in the day, like you kind of just understood where.
Yeah, back in the day, everyone exactly. But today, it's interesting, man. It is the change in attitudes and the change in just Yeah, just the way society is. But I also feel like society, again, it's the capitalism of it, it's the working of it, it's the keeping up with the Joneses of it. It doesn't allow for that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? It's tricky, man.
Question, Emmanuel.
Yep.
I know yesterday Frederick said he had a friend who is now dating a white.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful it is. I don't have a clue what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they talk about. I don't know how they lips. I don't know. Now, he said that he had tried black women a few times before saying, all right, you're not attracted to me. Cool. Let me go elsewhere. Now, what would you say to that guy if he were your friend? And would you retire at any point in time advocating for him to keep on trying? As in black women.
At some point, I feel like we've exhausted everything. All right. Your question obviously assumes that I'm fully invested, right?
In his life?
Yeah.
Friendship?
Yeah. Cool. No, I'm on saying that so that you understand the limits I'll go to, innit?
Yes.
So basically, if we've exhausted all options,
when you say exhausted all options.
So basically, I'll be like, okay, cool. Let's go to this particular place. Let's go to the church. Let's go to the mosque. Let's go to the club. Let's go to the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's go to, I don't know, different places where you can meet people, right? Meet our own people. And all of those things don't work. The Tinders of the world, the Black Hinge or whatever it's called, the I don't know, whatever they call it, right?
Yeah.
And nothing's working.
Yeah.
Time is going. Then at some point I would understand, because I feel like, wait a minute, this man has tried everything.
Yeah.
And for some people, just having a family is the main thing. Why should a man be alone? You know what I'm saying? Didn't God say the same thing? It's not right that man should be alone. So let me create his number two, his counterpart. You know what I'm saying? So I could understand at that point. Who am I to then say, no, keep trying? No, what, he's going to get somebody in heaven? What are we doing there?
And would you then support that particular union?
Yeah, I would support him because I know he's tried. But remember, this is obviously a hypothetical. Me personally, I don't think under any circumstances that you would exhaust all options and not find a black woman. That's what I believe anyway. But of course, according to your question, if we were to, then I can understand, man.
Good morning, Veronica.
Not very well.
Kind of, like you're kind of low.
To be honest, I just got on this thing right now. Good morning, everyone.
Much better.
Good morning. How are you?
How are you?
So I'm good. Good morning, Esther. Good morning, Eman. Good morning, Brent.
Morning.
But I can't really talk right now because I'm on the train.
That's
So
fine.
when I'm ready to speak, I'll ask. So
All right.
sorry.
Okay, babe.
Cool.
All right, no problem.
Just mute me because I don't know how to use this thing. I'm my first day using it.
Very just like
Yeah.
me.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. So Demi says, I hate that I tried.
Ex-woman thing.
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
I also want to talk about the.
Do you
First to that? Go on.
Your mic. Oh,
One, two, one, two, one,
yeah,
two,
that's
one, two,
better.
one, two.
reject?
Yeah.
Do you learn anything from Frederick yesterday?
Sorry.
Do you know what it is though? But I don't know. I feel like I can understand if someone came to me, if a black man came to me and said that I've dated as many black women as was available to me. Why have we got Schlein here? So it's so random.
What Nigerian came in here?
So somebody brought some celebrations and they brought me this as a Christmas present.
That's so sweet. Is it Nigerian?
I don't know. I don't want to say yes.
It's a Nigerian. That's a Nigerian. It's
a Nigerian.
hijacked.
It's a Nigerian.
Sorry, it just really caught my eye. I said, wait a minute. What was I saying? Yeah, so if a black man comes to me, to be honest, a black woman as well, if they come to me and tell me that, do you know what? For the period I was dating for, blah, 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 I dated many black people, but we weren't compatible for me to get married to, blah, blah, blah. And so I found this non-black person and we clicked and we got married.
Yeah.
That's okay. Because I don't expect you to go around the world to try and find the one person you want to be with. But also I think about it in a realistic sense of what it's like to be dating and whatnot. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Especially if you're somebody it's different if you're somebody that's only attracted to like black people. I'm really attracted to black men. I can find other people attractive, but my metric of how if I find someone attractive, if I want to lips you, don't really want them to lips white people. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's that. So, but then if it's someone who can find people finds people attractive in general, I can understand that because why must they go to the ends of the world to find somebody that they feel like they're compatible? Like, why must I invest that much? If it's a thing where by the age of 30, I want to be settled, I want to da-da-da-da-da, and all the people I've met up until I got to 30 wasn't that. Because I think people forget, like, with love, when it comes to love and stuff, yes, you have to be intentional in some aspects, but also part of it, you didn't write that. You didn't put that together. You can say you did strategic positioning or you like a blah, blah, blah. But when you think about the origin of how it is that you met that person, how you came into contact with that person, none of that was you. It's above you. It's literally, it's the power of life above us. So that's why I can understand if someone says, in all the years that I wanted to settle down and I just didn't find the one that I settled down with. And I met somebody that I thought, again, like what I was saying yesterday, where there's people that just meet people and what they connect to is the person. And then it's like, okay, well, you're different to me race-wise, culture-wise, tradition-wise. And then we have to deal with that. And it's like, okay, do I love you enough to accommodate that and to teach you about my culture and to learn about your culture? It's like, yeah, I do. Okay, then we move. Like, why do people have to go to the ends of the world? Like, I don't see anything wrong with that argument.
Yeah, I hear it, man.
Because if it's so easy, why isn't everybody married then in the black community? If everyone wants to be married, why aren't you married? If it's so easy to find the one black person you want to be with, why then are people complaining that there's no men around? Because there's good men, there's still a lot of good men. I always say that. Still a lot of good women. They're there. So why is it that?
It's true. We saw the stats yesterday, man.
Yeah.
Almost half
Child,
of us
going through it.
above 40.
Can I just speak to any men or women in the chat currently who would like to join us in Discord to talk about and focus on the good message that we were supposed to focus on whilst watching the video?
Yes, please.
Instead of just typing that we have veered into a different conversation, can you come and help us keep on task?
Come highlight it.
Jump on the Discord and help us.
Yes.
Toot the horns.
Thank you.
I love being a backup dancer, you know. This little ad-libs in the corner. I love it so much.
Yeah, I really wonder if a black woman has been dating black men for years, and each time it's just not working, for whatever reason, and she's tired. I understand that adjective being used. I understand it.
Do you understand it on both parts?
I 100% understand, but it's not seen the same way, in my opinion.
What do you think is seen worse?
In whose eyes?
Criticize more. Like, in your opinion, like in society.
Oh,
in our community.
definitely black men dating outside of their race.
As in, they're criticized more.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Don't you feel so?
Yeah, I think they are. They definitely are.
Mm.
I feel like, do you know what? And it's something that also that it's an unlearning that needs to happen in that sense, because when it's a black man dating a white woman, for example, or like a non-black woman, it's like, oh, you're selling out. That's like the narrative. But when it's a black woman dating like a non-black man, it's like, oh, you made out of the hood.
There you go.
So that also is a problem. That is a problem.
Yeah. And to be fair, you hear a lot of women justify.
They celebrate.
I'm telling you.
They celebrate it. But I feel like they celebrate from a place of trauma, because some of the people that are celebrating, they wouldn't deviate out of their race. But they're like, oh, happy, like, I wish that could be me kind of vibe.
Yeah.
So even in that in itself, that needs to be looked into, because why?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's right, because again, anything that's rooted in you, anybody, whatever gender you are, whatever sexuality you are, if you're with somebody of another race and you're talking on your own race, and that race is black, because that's what I am, I will always have an issue with it. Yeah. So even if you're going to be celebrating like, oh, you made out the hood, that's for me personally, I feel like that's problematic. because you just never found the right ones for you. They all ain't shit. So,
well, Stacey's in the chat saying that's not the same thing. It comes from somewhere.
what's not the same thing?
Basically, if a black man goes for a white woman, it's different, and how we respond to it is different. I'm assuming she's saying we're justified in our criticism of it, and if a black woman goes for a white man, the reason why we kind of hail it up and whatnot is because it's two different things. Man.
I think it's because they feel like black women have suffered. Because black women I feel like black women try more to be with black men than black men try to be with black women. Obviously, not for the guys like you guys who just only see black. Yeah. But I would say people that tend to date outside their race, I would say black women are more hesitant. Even like when I think about like, even for example, like Love is Blind, Lauren from the first in the one with the white Cameron, not white Cameron, his name's Cameron, but he's white guy. It's the whole thing. But like even with her, like they're still together. They're still the longest. They're still together. Beautiful, beautiful couple. But I remember one of her things was he was so kind, he was so lovely, great guy. But her thing was just he's not black though. Yeah. So a lot of black women, I personally feel, again, don't have the stats, not saying it's facts, calm down, 1 or 2 pennies and whatnot. But I do feel like black women try more than, like they try harder to be with black than I would say black guys would try harder to be with black. And I think part of that is why maybe women feel like they're justified in saying that. But then also I do think about the messaging it gives when it's like you made out the hood, because it's like it generalizes on you will always have a better dating and love experience outside of black, and I don't believe that's true. So that's the problematic part of it.
But before you say something, Stacey, one second, please. Just wanted to ask a question, and you answer it as well, Stacey. Do you feel like it's maybe because in the world that we've created, black men have more options? So, for example, a dark-skinned black man can get many white girls, for example. They may like that.
I would say no.
What's the question?
Sorry, Stacey. I would say no because even back home, you will see men who like they've always been around black women. That's where they've grown up and whatnot. But then even with that, you see colorism come to play, where they rather go with the lighter skinned woman than a dark woman. But then as soon as that they migrate out or whatnot, they're with a white woman. Yeah. And forget the paper situation. They're just happy to be explored and because even that whole thing we're talking about yesterday with certain people within our community making money and blah, blah, blah. That happens with people back home as well. They make money and the first thing they feel like their rite of passage of sign of wealth is getting a white woman or is to be with a non-black woman. So I wouldn't necessarily say that. Natty said, sorry, Stacey, 1 second. Natty says, historically, I just think black men had more opportunities to date outside our race than black women. I don't know though, because if he's like you talk historically as in like back to slavery times.
No, I'm not even talking historically. I'm kind of just picturing it like imagine a dark-skinned black man grew up in Essex, right? Granted, in the early years he may struggle, right? Yeah. But when you get older and certain things, he may be able to pull them white girls.
But why did he have more options though?
No, just in terms of the fact that the white girls may want him.
And I think that's...
Do the white guys want the dark-skinned black girl in Essex?
But you know what it is, though? And that goes back again to colorism.
Yeah.
Because black men are more... Like Stacey, I think Stacey said this yesterday, that black men are more perceived to be like more attractive.
Exactly.
Or they don't have a harder... Yeah, they're seen as more attractive conventionally than black women are. So it's not a thing where they have more opportunities. I feel like opportunities is the... I just don't think that's the word. I just think it's...
Options.
They're desired more.
Maybe options is it then. But then that's part of the problem we're speaking about.
That's what I'm saying. But is that the reason, though? Is that the reason why?
I don't necessarily think so. Because I think that the reason is still, it's not because it's different to be desired and not desire their back. Part of the issue is that they're desiring that. And that again goes to what it is that the standard of beauty the world has set is acceptable. And that is lighter skin. Do you get what I mean? Sorry, Stacey. Morning, how are you?
Good morning, Stacey.
I am sick, but I'm here.
Oh,
what
no,
was
girl.
the question?
Not before Christmas.
I know. I always get the flu before Christmas.
Oh, I feel bad.
What was the question? Thank you.
The question was, do you feel like black men have more options?
Yeah.
Okay.
Esther answered that.
Yeah.
It's about desirability, in my opinion. Like
that's the word. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said it yesterday. No matter how we evolve, what is considered conventionally attractive, like it's not just black women who are pursuing or in sort of that's not even correct English, but searching for black men. Black men are not exclusively sought over by black women is what I'm trying to say. Like they're being sought over by white women, wherever. Like there's always going to, no matter how much we evolve, be a part of the desirability conversation in ways that black women are not. Because when it comes to women, what is desired are features that are more white European, unless it's like sexual, which is a whole other conversation. Because someone brought that up in the chat too, like something, I forget who it was. I feel like it was Curtis Jackson, something about we might be sought over. Is that a fetish or is that someone?
Yes,
He said-
exactly. There is that.
He said, do I have
out
more
of love.
options? Yes, sorry, let me just read out what he said. He said, do I have more options to be loved? As a dark-skinned man, we're heavily fetishized.
Exactly.
I don't know that I have more options.
I think
what I hear when they
black
fall into
women fall more on that spectrum of fetishization than black men, in my opinion. I accuse people of doing this yesterday, so I'm not going to do the same. Black men, speak up on your experience. I'm just speaking up on mine. I think when it comes to black women, when it comes to white men who pursue us or people outside of our race who pursue us, it starts from that angle. Like the things that they're attracted to about us are very much like racially or culturally related in ways that they don't have with white women. Whereas black men, it doesn't it doesn't necessarily always start there. So I've heard and seen and I think that it's not for us. It starts there and stops there versus it being the other way around, where maybe it might start there for them. Emphasis on the maybe, but it doesn't stop there.
How do you make
Can
that
I
distinction?
interject? Can I say something?
Good morning.
Go for it.
Oh, you're back here?
Sorry, Iman.
That's all right.
I have a question for the black men. Do you lot believe that you're highly desired?
Waiting for the chat.
Brent?
I love this question.
Oh, is it
Even
what,
black
me and
men?
Brent?
Yeah, do
Well,
you
you
black
know,
men
like,
believe that
you
you've
talk to me
got
and
more
Brent.
options? Do you black men believe that you have more options? Because I'm not a black man, I can't answer that. I don't know that.
Yeah,
But in your day-to-day life, do you have more options?
I believe so because I'm a handsome motherfucker.
Shit, talk your shit.
I mean,
Put the horns on. I get there to
You know
press
what
it
I'm
sign.
saying?
I'm not
Okay,
privileged. You
so-
understand? To take part in this conversation.
Okay, so then do women then want you for sex?
Yes.
Is that what they're really after? So basically black men, they're seeked after because of their shaft.
You see,
So is that something that
shaft.
he should be proud of or, walk around boldly about it? Like, because for me personally, I might come across as controversial, but I don't admire black men that much because the way we're going on about them is as if they're the only men on this planet.
Come on.
okay, so where you from?
I mean, state what they do consistently for them to stand out to
blimey.
the way we're having a conversation about them.
Oh, I love this conversation.
had you in the
now.
first
I'm
half.
like,
What do they do?
Tables.
Yo, my God.
Tables.
Veronica,
Shake the table.
where you from, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm an African woman. I'm from East Africa.
Okay, so basically, you just see men as just men. There's no anybody above
Yeah,
another person?
there's no, because I got dissed one time on the chat when I said I don't see no color, because I really don't. Because for me, I go for the character of the man.
Okay.
And for some black women, they even have an issue with me because I'm open to go out my race.
Okay.
Because I don't admire the black man like that. Like to an extent, we speak about him like we're obsessed about him.
Come on.
I think that's
Shake
a
the
little
table.
unfortunate, but I can understand where that may come from.
Yeah, like and as a woman, you should have self-confidence and self-love because the price is always you. And to sit here and say that black men have more options, me personally, I don't really see that because I turn them down all the time. So that's why I had to ask them specifically, is that true?
But the thing is, it's difficult for me because my character and my looks are just.
Brent, we're not talking about you. I don't know you. I've never seen you. And even if I did, I'd still pass. Okay. But, let's have a balance here. And even what Salah says, sometimes I agree with Salah. Like, it's true.
Right.
Why do we care so much about why do we care so much about who the black man lays with?
It's not just who you
Why?
lay with,
I don't
though.
care.
It's who you stand up with.
Because I have the possibility of giving birth to a light-skinned daughter. What then? I'm going to shade her because she's lighter than me? I have that possibility. So I don't hate on light-skinned women or dark-skinned black men when they're together because I'm highly likely to give birth to a daughter like that.
Okay.
So when you have that mindset, you're more balanced. You see
Why
the
is it
world more
considered hate?
vastly.
Why are you likely to do that though? Why are you likely to give birth to a daughter like that? Is it because that's the direction you're facing?
Me personally, I like what I like.
Okay,
If
so
it's
what do you
Asian,
like?
I like Asian. If it's black, I like black. I don't care what it is.
But you're
I
turning
like
down
what
the
I
blacks
like.
like
No,
nothing,
I'm not,
right?
because I don't worship the black man.
They're fantastic. But I'm not saying you worship the white and the Asian, but I'm saying for you to tell me
The
you're
black man is,
likely.
but
I know you want to
man,
bring
the
the black
black
man down
man
again, but
doesn't stand out to me that
Hey,
much for me
hey.
to worship him and think of him like that.
I hear you. I'm joking. But what I'm trying to say is though, you basically just said I'm likely to give birth to a daughter like that, right? That's light skin.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, and that's
You're even
confidence.
that's beautiful. I'm not trying to say you're bad for this, that, and the third, right? I'm just simply asking, why is that the case? Does that mean that basically you're kind of looking and hoping for a family with a white man or an Asian man or a mixed man as opposed to a black man?
You see, all these informations and questions you're asking me, I don't think to depth like that. If I like a guy, just like him. That's it.
But how?
And then we take it on from there.
I hear you, and that makes sense. But how do you know then that you're likely? I'm only I'm like asking the question based on what you told me. Like you're likely to give birth to a daughter like that. Does that mean something in you is telling you you're moving more in that direction than the other? And I'm just
I
trying
move
to
in whatever direction. I move at any direction I feel like to move to.
All
I don't
right,
live
cool.
my life for anyone else. So whatever I decide to do, that's what I want to do. Simple.
All right, okay.
Oh, so you may marry a black man.
I would never get married. That's number one. I'm not even looking to get married. But I'm saying when it comes to finding a mate, I don't look at color. I look at the character.
So you may have children that are the same skin tone as you.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with procreating with children that are half of something else. Because at the end of the day, that's still my child.
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe it's just
The
me.
person's
But do you think this
character be
keeps coming back
influenced
to
by
you?
their race.
Is
so
it-
you,
Oh God.
so you may fall in love with a black man.
No. I don't think I can love a man. I can care about him, but I don't think I can love him. But when it comes to procreation, if I want to have more children, I may possibly have a child with him, or I may possibly have a child with another race of man.
How many do you have children now?
I have a black son,
Okay, so his dad is black, yeah.
super black.
Okay,
Oh,
and obviously I don't want to delve into your business, innit?
you're
So,
about to say what happened.
No. You
Oh,
know,
sorry.
I think the
Just-
therapy session.
Sorry.
now I'm obviously just conscious. It's personal, innit? But something's obviously made you say, okay, cool. The other side is something that I may likely go towards. And I hear that you're saying you may do the same thing again that you did with your son's father, right? As in, have a black man. But it just sounds like everything you're saying is, I'm okay and I'm pretty much looking to find a man who's white or Asian. Basically anything that's not black.
Yeah, because at the end of the
Okay.
day, men are not that impressive. So
Okay.
you got to work with what you got to work with. If he's decent enough, if he can hold a job down,
Mhm.
that's about it, really. What else can he really give you?
Yeah. All right.
I am so sorry.
I don't.
Jal.
Yeah, I was just about to say that to you.
Yeah.
Say what?
Don't be
I'm
sorry.
that you.
That's
your
wisdom
experiences
right
has
there.
led that.
Hey,
But
what?
I don't
what-
wanna
your
know
what-
why
experience
it's
has
that.
led to this, though.
It's
let's
not
not do that.
experience. Do you know what it is, E-Man? It's not experience. It's actually doing a research and studying the male. That's what it is.
Okay.
Because if you just jump into that, you don't know what I've done to men in my life. You don't know if they've been
fair.
scorned by me.
Fair.
No, they might have, but they're not talking to us. So we're only talking about you and what you're going to do tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so but you made an assumption as to I've been scorned. No, I've actually been learning a lot about how to be a greater partner from
Mhm.
men. Men have taught me how to be more attentive,
Sorry,
more
just
affectionate
I'm
towards
so
them.
intrigued by this here. But what kind of just
You
quick? What
just
kind of
said
things
men are
have
not
you
good
learned
partners.
that changed how it
They're
is
not
that you
good
saw
partners,
things?
but they've
But what are
actually
you
helped
learning
me
from
become
them?
a good partner.
Sorry, Stacey, for a second.
Had to be more
Esther's just
attentive,
speaking to
had to
Veronica.
be more sensitive, things like that. But ultimately, I don't want to settle with them for life because I find them insufferable.
Mm.
And I have a son. I can't even wait until he's 18 years old.
What are you going to talk? Sorry. So Esther had a question.
Go on, Esther. Go and ask me the question.
I'll be real. I don't like people this, but I have.
Sorry.
When
I
you
was
said-
stuck on insufferable.
when you said that you can't wait until he's 18, as in to get out of your hair.
Absolutely, because he's a grown man at that age. Why is a man living with his mother at that age? He must learn how to be a man and fend for himself. I'm not there to do that for him.
Okay.
If anything,
Can I
he can
jump-
move into his father's house, but not with me.
Can I jump in, please?
Oh,
Can I
that
jump
was
in, please?
because he was busy all this time.
I was actually, but I need to.
You got the
I'm
bat
sorry,
signal.
but and this is the people I also want to address, because I feel like certain people had certain people in the chat had selective amnesia when I came on yesterday. When I'm talking, I have this same energy in both regards. So to me, hearing no, respectfully, Veronica, what you're saying, to say that you don't worship black men, I don't know what the big deal is or whatever and stuff, and it's about self-love. Trust me, I love myself. Let's be clear, I love myself, and I love myself that much that I want to be with a black man. Now, if you find no use for them, that's all well and good for you. But to say now you actually have a black son and they say it's insufferable, for someone who actually has a black son, my son can never be insufferable. He can never be. He needs to know he is also of greatness as a
Crystal,
black man.
I love my son. I'm not in love with him.
Okay, that's fine. That's very fine. And I also love my son also. And I'm saying also I can never view him as a black child in this world, and we're actually in the UK, and that can be my stance. I'm sorry, because at the end of the day, it's all well and good saying, oh, you don't see color. Me personally, I don't know how, given the fact that we're in the country that we're in, that people go out about and say they don't see color. I think
If we have an issue with color so bad, then why don't we all move back to where we're originally from? We don't seem to be doing that. So then clearly we don't have an issue with color.
No. That's you can bring that point up.
We're still here in England.
But
We're
yes,
still
and
working.
why we're still here, there are several, and why we're still here, we can also make something here. Let's be clear, because there's very many reasons why we are here. Let's be clear.
I didn't come here for my opinion to be changed. I came here to tell you my thoughts, as anybody else on this panel.
I'm not changing
So
my opinion.
I think it's very respectful if people just accept people's different views. And that's why I said I kind of side with Salah. And you lot kind of slyly attacked him because he didn't have the same views as mostly black people do in England.
Trust me, I'm done with Salah. The people who don't see color, I'm not here to debate that. The people who don't see color, that's a you problem. I can't even have a conversation after you say you don't see color. We can't even engage, to be honest.
Absolutely. But the question is, why are these men desired? What do they do? Do they have an industry? Do they have pharmaceutical societies? Do they have schools? Except Uma Johnson. Is it Uma Johnson? The crazy, insane madman on the internet. So this is what I'm saying. We need to look at the character of the black man. What is he doing? What is he doing that you want to desire him so much besides his dick?
And the character of other races, are they so much better?
And that's dispensable. You can get another black dick quickly. Ain't hard to get.
Other race characters, are they also better?
But we ain't. Most of these women ain't talking about the character of the black man. They're just talking about his dick.
Oh.
They just want to talk about how good he fucks and nothing else.
No.
Veronica, there's a lot of anti-black men rhetoric being started here.
Yeah.
Is that you, Salah?
No.
Who's this?
Salah would go with that first.
Salah say
Thank you. Who's this? Yeah, because you say it's a rhetoric. No, you say it's a rhetoric because it doesn't side with you. That's why you're saying it's a rhetoric. You don't like it because it's making you uncomfortable, because what I'm saying is the truth. You know the black man ain't viewed for anything else but sex.
Can we have a little order?
Yeah, okay, so wait, can I reset this, please? So,
okay, go ahead.
Quick question, yeah. Veronica, do you see how society, as in British society, because this is where we live, right? Do you see how it treats black men?
Esther, I'm a black woman. Yeah. I don't go through what the black man goes through. I can't feel what he goes through. And quite frankly, to be honest, I don't really care. And that may sound harsh to people. And that may sound harsh, but I really don't. Because Esther, I'm sorry, if I'm going to lay down with a man, I want a man to bring me tranquility. And I don't get that from the black man because he's got to deal with all this other shit outside. Who's got time for
But
that?
you know why I asked that? The reason why I asked that was because I can get you having the mindset of not feeling like men are the prize. I do believe that to a certain extent, but I believe that with men in general, I feel like living a life where you decenter men will open doors for you. I believe living a life where you decenter, what's it called? Tradition, religion, like all these social concepts will really, really improve people's qualities of life. I agree with that. But I think it's interesting the mindset that you have around black men. And then you mentioned that you got a black son and then you like he's insufferable. I don't want to say you said he's insufferable, but you think black men are insufferable and you're kind of waiting until he's 18 so he can go off and fend for himself.
All men are insufferable.
Okay, so
all men are
but
insufferable.
I just want to know how, if you see what's going on in the world, because I think that
Esther, remember, I'm a mother. This is a son. So whatever he goes through, his father's there in his life. His father is actually a Nigerian man. Let the father deal with that crap, not me. You come to your mother with solutions. Mom, I've done this. I've got a degree on this. I'm doing this.
What happened to it, Veronica?
Listen, that do not involve me, whether he's my son or not. That's how I move.
Okay, so you feel like, so basically the black men problem should be dealt with black men. Should be dealt with by black men.
100%. Leave it to the men.
So you must feel like black women cuddle black men then?
Absolutely, and I'm a mother to one, and I don't even cuddle mine. Look how Crystal came in, because she's got a son too, or is it a daughter?
Christy, she got a son.
You see, she cuddles her son. I don't.
Yeah, that's a fact.
But
that's
you know
100% fact. Let's be I will do it every single day. Let's be clear, because I am raising a black son, and I don't care what anybody.
Crystal, please don't yell at me. You're a lady. You speak very low. Don't yell at me here. Do not yell at me. Okay? You don't have to shout or have to talk real loud.
As a mother of a black son, okay, and
everybody.
All right, sorry. Okay. Let me just pause this. I'm muting both of you all.
This is giving Clubhouse and COVID.
So I appreciate Veronica immensely in this, because we seldom get these particular views on this particular channel, which is great. So Veronica, Christy doesn't shout because she's angry with you.
Yeah.
She's just passionate. So she raises the decibel of her communication. Please, when you're hearing that, just try not to basically edge her by saying that she's basically reacting emotionally or angry or furious. She might be angry, to be honest. I don't know if it is that she doesn't like your particular thought, but please don't try to shut down her communicating by saying those
I don't know
things
if they can hear you.
Sorry, I'm looking at you too.
Oh, Stacey, man.
I want to hear everybody's opinions on this. Just take turns. If you feel like this young lady is shouting because she's trying to disrespect you, she's not. Let her speak, and then it'll be your turn to speak afterwards. Thank you. Now I'm going to unmute both of y'all, and I think Christy was talking at that time. Unmute.
Yes, she was.
Unmute.
Cool. I don't know how to use this thing. Sorry.
You can't even work that on Discord. Look at that.
Did Christy even stop for a second?
I don't know.
It sounded like she's carrying on a sentence.
I don't know. All right, Christy, I've now unmuted you.
Is she gone?
No, she's here. It's just a proper conversation now.
Okay.
Can you take me out? Because I don't know how to come out of this thing. And I use my work.
I was having a proper conversation.
Oh, you want to go, Veronica?
I'm trying to hear an alternative opinion.
Sorry.
You said that,
I've got to go to work.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Veronica. Though it was interesting. Thank you, babes.
Come back.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.
Come back.
I will
Sally
come back.
Always needs help.
Ain't nobody stopping me. I'll come back.
Right,
Shout out to you.
All right then.
Thank you.
All right. Later.
I didn't doubt Veronica come back at all.
No. Someone you can't have that kind of mindset and be scared to come back.
Impossible.
How do I move her? Hold up.
Can I say something, please?
Of course you can, babes.
Can I say something? The thing is, I'm not going to apologize for my tone at all. I'm not going to apologize for my tone. So anybody who thinks, the way I speak, I couldn't give a heck. This is the way I speak. It's not going to change. It is what it is.
Your voice needs to be a little bit nicer.
Yes, it can be.
What's that?
But I don't want. This is the way. If I'm passionate about something, this is the way I speak, and I can't give a heck who cares. And to say that, to make it seem like I'm doing it because I'm trying to be intimidated. No, I'm not. If you're intimidated, that's a you problem. I speak with my chest. I say what I say, and that's that. That's end of.
Who was
So
that?
if
Who was that in the
people are
background?
intimidated,
What, can you just
if
focus?
people are intimidated, don't worry. If people are intimidated by that, that's a you problem. That is a you problem. Because I'm not changing. I'm not shifting. I speak this way, passionately about certain issues that are close to my heart. Now, if you got a problem with that, if you don't feel that way about your own race, then that's a you problem. That's a you problem. So for someone to say, "Oh, she coddles her son," yeah, I do, 100% do. I'm raising a black son, and I'll feel that way if I was raising a black daughter, irrespective. It goes both ways for me. There are certain things that are unique to us, and I will raise them as such. So to say that, oh, you don't have no use and you're raising a son, that to me, that's wild to me. I'm sorry, that's wild to me. That's fine to have your preferences and to not see color and all that, but if you actually have a black son and that's the way you're viewing, and then your son is going out to the world and she don't feel like that's the thing, I'm sorry, but to me, I don't need my son to now go out in the world and perpetuate certain things. I'm sorry.
Christy, Stacey, I just want to read that comment from Stacey. She said, "Black men, this is the other side of the spectrum of y'all's actions."
This is interesting.
Basically, we are like Veronica when we speak.
I don't seem that bad now, do I?
That's not even what I was getting at. I was just saying, like, this is we often talk from the perspective of like Black women being frustrated but still aspiring to or looking for a Black man, like, because we have faith. But this is the other side where it's like,
I'm done.
Been there, done that. Y'all ain't really nothing to come home crying about. So we move. Like, this is still a product of, we've seen both ends of the spectrum, is what I'm trying to point out. And both of which are unfortunate, but I'd rather be on the other side. But I think she asked a very important question that I'd love for men to answer. What do y'all like? Why should we be advocating for y'all the way we should? I'm not saying there's nothing there, but I only hear from women answering that question. I never really hear men defend themselves. Like, what should we be, the way we go to bat for y'all and defend y'all, even against women like that? Like, what is it that is making this justifiable for us? Tell us.
Well,
I don't know if you can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah.
Who's that,
yeah,
man?
first time caller. I've listened to you guys
morning,
since
babes.
day one, man. You man are doing your thing, man.
Come
So,
on.
appreciate
Come
it,
on.
man.
What do you mean, come on? We're not asking you.
Come
What?
on.
Thank you.
Don't owe me.
So, I've been
Thank
there
you.
since some man got the boot because
Okay, don't do hey, buddy.
But you know, we don't
Everybody
talk too
left
much,
of
but,
their own free will, okay?
No, I'm playing, but I don't know about what that girl was saying.
What's your name, babes? We didn't even get a name.
Youngs, just call me Youngs. Don't call me
You
Youngs.
people love
But,
people come from no behavior side. All right. Hey, Young.
but yeah, basically, I just think that everyone love who you want in it. Yeah, go settle down, go have kids with whoever the hell you want. Like, it's your life, do all of that. But there needs to be, this girl before was talking about she don't worship or respect Black men and all these things and all that nonsense. You get me? What needs to happen is that regardless of who you love, there should be a love for your own. And there should be a respect for your own. Because what will happen is that in the presence of others, you will still love and respect them and treat them how you want them to be treated. I know homegirl goes home to an Asian man, white man, and goes and says, "Listen, man, Black men ain't shit. I'm here with you." Do you know what I'm saying? So people like that are the problem. People like that are the problem. The people that will disrespect our own in front of others. You get me? Like, love your white woman, yeah? Be with that white woman, whatever. Go do that. But you need to love your own so that when your children come into this world, they recognize the world that they're coming into.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I think, like, people act as if, like, we're not living in a reality of us being in England. Whether you like it or not, these Black brothers, these Asian brothers, these white guys, we're all going to get together. Not me. I do my thing with my Black women, but you know what? If you want to do what you want to do, go do that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see why it's so hard for a man to love a white woman, but love Black women as well. and understand what they're going through, understand the struggles that they're hitting, and all these things. Same with why can't black women understand that you don't have to talk bad, you do not have to negate the struggles of others because you're on the other side. It makes no sense. Like, come on, man. Like, do you know what it is? Sometimes I just listen to people talk here, and I'm so surprised that stupidity is allowed to run rife in our community. It makes no sense. But anyway, that's my 2 pence. That's all I wanted to say. Like, just people use your common sense. What's it that E-man says? Critical thinking. Apply that to your lives,
first
bro.
call.
Get me? But
Can I ask you a
I'll let
question
you
real
guys do
quick?
your thing,
Appreciate that,
Don't worry,
man. Thank you.
Stacey wants to
Thank
ask
you.
my
Before
question
you
before he
go,
goes.
what I just want to make sure I understand. What are some of the struggles that black women I don't know if you were talking to exclusively us, but that's what I took away from what you're saying.
Oh,
So
no, I'm
apologies
not
if I
talking
misunderstood.
exclusively to anyone. What I'm saying is that the people like Veronica, she doesn't understand the struggles that black men will go through. That's why she can talk the way she talks about her own son.
You think so? Because she did say she
But
understands it, and it's
No,
for
she
his black
doesn't.
dad who
Because
understands the
do you know what it
struggle.
is? I feel like any sensible black person, and this is what I try to say, the minority of the black people we talk about, we complain about, they are not sensible. Any sensible black person with a bit of sense, yeah, that understands, that wakes up and can see the reality of what goes on in our lives, understands the struggles of other black people.
can I also pose another
Question.
question now that you've answered? Maybe
Go on.
I'm not saying that I don't understand because I think I may have an idea, but I've also asked a variation of this question similar times when we do have men stand up and talk, and this may
Yeah.
answer the question I also posed in the chat about what is it, I don't want to say what do you guys bring to the table, but what is justifying us advocating for you guys. Maybe it is that struggle that you're doing without vocalizing it much, that maybe if more men spoke up and talked about that more, we would be able to understand a little bit from that perspective. But I do feel like sometimes it's easy for black men to suffer in silence just based culturally around how we move as a race. So can I ask you, like, what are some of those things that you're referencing in that point you just made about the struggle of black men that people like Veronica don't quite understand and may get her to arrive at that perspective?
Kicking out a youth at 18 because all black men got to do it by themselves, and all black men got to have it figured out. I got booted out of my yard at 17. Boy, that did not turn out well. I got myself together now. I'm all right. Life's good. I'm enjoying myself. But I'm saying, booting out your you at 18 because you think, yeah, an 18-year-old black man, yeah, is big and bold enough to be in the world at 18 by himself. Looking at him as an adult, we talk about how we make young girls. That's why we got these disgusting uncles telling young girls, yeah, that at 8, oh, you're grown. Is that same mindset thinking black men at 18 are grown, that they're okay to be outside their yard, getting kicked out of their mum's yard? Are you crazy? I don't understand how this is why I say reality is literally what it is. It is reality. I don't know how you can look outside and think 18-year-old and think this world, a young black man is ready to survive at 18. Yes, we've had to do it because of situations, but our black father's been taken away from us. Jail, drugs, all these things. Do you get what I'm saying? The job system is not built for black men. It's not built for black women. Do you get what I'm saying? Even understanding that at 18, what job is my man going to get at 18 that's going to make him self-sufficient? What are you earning at 18? What, a 20K job? Stay up in your mum's yard till you're 30. Get your 60K salary, move out. Go buy a house, go do something. Like, these are the things. I had to figure it out myself. I'm not saying my mum and dad didn't try. I was outside doing nonsense. They had to kick me out. You get what I'm saying? But I was outside and I knew that, this outside that I'm outside in, if I don't figure it out, I'm in a big trouble.
Stay outside.
That's what I was on. And I had to figure it out, and I did.
Do you know what's
all I'm
interesting?
saying, yeah, is like, I don't know, man. I just look around, I just think like, come on, man, grow up, man. And also, sorry, to come away from that topic, just to talk about the Crep video, yeah, which is hilarious. I just think, yeah, tell me if I'm wrong, black women, yeah. I just feel like the black women wanted to say, I told you so in peace.
No,
we should have just allowed them to say, "I told you so."
Youngs.
In peace.
That's what I said yesterday.
Mm.
I said it was
Do
basically
you know what I'm saying?
just a like.
Let them say, "I told you so" in
See?
peace. Because at the end of the day, yeah, what will happen is, yeah, like, yo, them men in them videos, they've had their youths. The girl don't want them. The man don't want them. There's nothing they can do. Let them complain. Let them get out what they want to get out. And we move on the next day. And then we talk about something else. And then maybe Veronica come shouting about she want to kick out her you. Really, man. But yeah, man. Anyway.
I do want to ask you, as my last follow-up, do you think that has an impact on and this truly isn't to diminish the answer you just gave. I think that you definitely introduced a perspective that we don't hear often. So very grateful for you speaking up in ways that a lot of men don't on this platform. Do you think that has a relationship with how you guys desire women? Because I spent a lot of time in my just in the comments and just talking here about this topic, about the different things that Black women experience with Black men that either attract us or detract us from certain Black men in general. But those experiences that you just brought up, with being kicked out earlier, having certain expectations at a young age that aren't realistic, does that detract you from Black women and attract you other places, or do they have no relationship?
You know, to be honest though, I can't talk on that one there. I ain't never had a problem with Black women. Black women ain't had a problem with me.
Maybe your peers might. Like, is that something that you maybe heard elsewhere?
Nah,
that
but do you know what? Yeah, do you know what? I will say that I'm from London originally, but I moved to Manchester at like a fairly young age, about 16, 17. Yeah. And I was probably the only person that can like, not the only person, but all my friends are Black and whatever. And I was one of the few people that had, was only interested into Black girls. And, bro, do you know, to be honest with you, we're all like 30 now, yeah. We were like 16 at the time. A lot of them, they've grew up, they've read, they understand what's going on in the world now. They understand that they need to be there. And I think that is what happens. That's what I think. I can only talk about my life. My brothers, they married Black women. My friends, they're marrying Black women. So I don't understand. I understand that maybe if you're in like Shropshire or something like that, and I'm in Manchester and I see Black women with Black men all the time. So I can't speak on that because I don't know. Do you get what I'm saying? That's generally my answer. And too many people come on there and speak about things they don't know. I don't know. My Black men, friends, they have Black women. Some of them have mixed race women. I think that one has a white woman. But do you know what? When my friend gets stopped by police, yeah, that white woman understands, because they've had that question, why he's got stopped by police. She's not asking him, why did you get stopped? What did you do? She understands that he's been stopped by police because he's a Black man doing nothing. So again, that comes to respecting your people. And if you're going to be with a white person, if you're going to be with an Asian person, at least be with one that understands, so that they're not disrespecting Black people outside as well.
Especially if you want to have children, man. But I want to read a comment from Enena, and she says, "LOL, this is a joke."
Yo, but I'm out, man. Sorry to disturb, man.
See you later, Youngs.
Thanks, Youngs.
Yeah, thanks for the call, man.
She says, "This is a joke. You can understand the struggles of the Black man and still not be interested to worship Black men. If we flip this message and a Black man is saying what Veronica said, many would agree." There was something that Youngs said that I wanted to ask him a question about, but it was to do with kind of understanding the struggles. I think from what conversation that's had, part of Black women's struggle, annoyance or frustration comes with not feeling like we've got Black men's support in general, and just the understanding of the struggles. Like, even when we think about what this video started and what the conversation has come from this video, part of that as well is, a lot of it does go back to the conversations that was being had about colorism and how it was that dark-skinned Black women were being disrespected and things that was being said about them, and then all of that being denied and being gaslit just for us to be seen it manifest in. Do you know what I mean? Like, just for us to be seeing the manifestation of all of that stuff. And I think that we've had this conversation, we've said it before, I've definitely said, and a lot of Black women have said as well, where if it's a Black man's problem, if it's a Black man's struggle, a Black man's issue, you see women are always there ready to rally. Look at how Christy was moving, ready now, just ready to go when it's to do Black men. But then a lot of the thoughts is that when it's black women struggle, there is never that. It's always down to, again, the buzzwords, the bitter, you're just emotional, you're this, you're that. And that is part of the frustration that causes this conflict within the community. So it was interesting when he was saying about black women don't understand black men's struggles. For one, black women still are telling black men to speak up about their issues. How is anyone going to know about your issues if you don't speak about it? I said it one time and someone took it the wrong way, the way that he wanted to take it. Don't care for that. But the issue is that when black women talk about their struggles and their issues, the reason why it becomes a conversation is because black women are talking about it. Black men have issues and you have struggles that you say that black women don't understand. Speak about it then. And again, I'm not saying that to say that there's no men there's so many wholesome men out there, fathers, single men, taking whatever the case might be, who have podcasts, who have platforms that is dedicated to speaking on black men's struggles and black men's issues. I mean, we've had so many. How many have come through, on our couch and stuff? But when then, like, how are we going to be productive with these conversations? Nena also says we must understand black man's struggle, but black man can be willfully ignorant to black women and pretend that our struggles don't exist. Cueing the backlash when black women commented on the Nala video. And this is the point I'm making. So I can't remember exactly what it was that Young said that made me think about this. But yeah, man. Yeah, and I think with black women as well, black women, we cuddle. No. Do you hear my answer? Before I saw?
He's back.
Sorry. You know, I knew what you're coming to do.
Yeah, good.
It's fine, actually. It's fine. It's cool. Yeah, it is. What's it called?
Youngs, you wanted to know.
Yes. So I can't remember exactly what it was it said, but I think that because I get where Veronica's coming in terms of like black men being coddled and whatnot. However, though, for me personally, I will cuddle black people because I know what black people deal with in society, and I think that even with raising a boy, I can't imagine what it's like, especially like being a single parent, having to, like a single mother, I would say, having to raise a boy. That is so hard.
Yeah, 100%.
So and I feel like, and my thing with black children anyway is that the world is harsh with black children. The world says they're not beautiful enough, they're not smart enough, they're nothing. So I really, like, for me, it's the parents' jobs. And again, this is not me slating Veronica or anything. I like Veronica, good vibes. Like, this is not that. I'm just speaking in general. That this is how I see parenting. And this is why I always say, well, when it comes to parenting, it has to be an intentional thing because it can't be a half-hearted thing. Because if you don't, whatever you don't prepare your children for outside, the world is going to eat them up, spit them out, and just do with them whatever they want to. I do believe that black kids, black people in general need to be cuddled. That's why I keep telling you black men that say women are calling you emotional, dump them, don't be with them. Don't be with them. Because again, historically, because I think Chijoke made a comment about how we're always being told to grow up. And I like that Young's brought up about how, young girls are being told, the adultification of black children is sickening.
Yeah.
It's absolutely sickening. That's why part of it is why that boy is in that jail in Dubai. Black kids are not seen as innocents. Even in cases where they are the victim, the news is not reported as if they're the victim. There's just this assumption, this coded language that's used as if black children are always the perpetrators of whatever crimes that there is. Do you get me? But I don't know, man. It's interesting, child. Who's next?
Good morning. Oh, I've muted somebody else. Sorry. Sorry, I forgot what your name is, but sorry, I muted you time ago, but I forgot to unmute you. Good morning.
Morning, babes.
Morning. It's Isaac. I called in yesterday.
Yes,
oh, Isaac, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Hope you lot are good.
Yes, we are.
Just with what Veronica was saying, I'll just preface by saying any black men that come on the station and I'll talk about her, please be very careful how you speak, because how we chastise people like this defines our character. I think we need to have a lot of grace with people like that, because there is hurt from men. She has internalized that. She doesn't want to accept it. I'm not going to speak to her history. She can address that if she wants to address that. But a lot of the things that she was saying was very damaging. I think Stacey had an interesting comment and a good question towards Youngs, which I think I'll try my best to address quickly, because I've got a train that's coming shortly. But I think the summation of the struggles that a black man faces, especially in the West, can be summarized to the privileges that men get are heavily entwined with white privilege, and black men do not get that. So you're kind of left with, oh, you're a man, figure it out. But we don't get to skate through these spaces the same way white men do. I'm a scientist by trade, and it's a predominantly white space. And things like code switching and whatnot, you're just not generally accepted the way that you innately are. So you have to kind of transform yourself to be palatable in a white space or in a non-black space. But yeah, I'll digress from that. I think with what Veronica was saying, it was inherently racist. Black people can be racist, and Veronica is a prime example of that. You can be racist towards yourself. You can call it self-hate. I'll classify it as racism. And it's highlighted. Forget about what she said about black men, because we're supposed to swallow that stuff because apparently we've hurt her. But what she said to Christy in playing the angry black woman card, that's insane. If a black man spoke about black women the way that Veronica did, 10,000 lashes. But we're supposed to just keep quiet and be graceful. That's what I would challenge the black men who will now come and speak about Veronica. She doesn't like black men, and you can hear the specific disdain. Veronica, you can bunny hop, you can go be prolific in the mountains of Caucasus, as E-Man referred to it. Have your way with the sand bunnies and Asian bunnies. Do your thing. But this is what I was saying yesterday, where you said that as long as you don't bash black men, it's okay. Veronica will feel like she's not bashing black men. And this is just what we're supposed to accept and be quiet about. My train's coming now, but I just wanted to leave a last point, or just a question to the panel. Do we treat black women the same who go and who go and be with white men, in the sense of do we feel like they have a deeply ingrained colorism? Because I'd say black women, especially women, would be more forward thinking about their offspring and how their offspring will come out. So if you as a black woman were bullied for the complexion of your skin, for the tone of your skin, if you don't want your child to go through that, do you think that they thought more about how their child would come out being with a woman, so that their child wouldn't be susceptible to the same bullying that they went through? But that's me, my train's here now. I hope you don't have
just
a good,
as a bi, you started by saying be kind, and then you continued by calling her a bunny hopper.
He was still kind,
Yeah,
man.
like, that's right. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Just an observation.
Bruh. Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
the
much for
call,
calling
man.
in.
Thanks, Isaac. Have a
Appreciate
great day.
Did he say sand bunny?
I don't know.
Yes, I'm going to.
You said that.
Christ.
Pick up Isaac, man.
No.
No,
This platform said.
was that bad?
What's sand bunny?
Sand bunny.
What's sand bunny?
Why
That's
slow?
a
Why
who's
slow?
sand?
That is a racist epithet.
Why slow,
Who's-
man?
Who's sand?
Epithet? Is it epithet?
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn well, I don't know what it is. Who's sand?
That's like I'm calling an Arab like a slur, right?
What is the sand? Oh, sand because Dubai.
Look.
Look at this boy. You're crazy, man. You're
'Cause what?
bonkers.
No, hey,
I didn't get it.
Isaac, that's naughty.
I don't get what the sand reference.
I say we just leave the topic.
You're
not the
crazy.
topic. Just
Nah, man.
But wait, why is genuine question? Why is Snow Bunny okay then?
Snow bunny's not.
No, I didn't say. I said he started by saying be kind, and then he showed his bum bum.
Showed his ass.
No, but what I'm saying is when people say Snow Bunny,
No one bats an eyelid.
no one says anything. Why is that one okay?
I'm talking now.
I
I'm
know.
saying-
Really go and share all the names they call us. It's just
Okay, let's move on because I don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
here.
let's focus
I
on
still don't know who
on
the sands are.
what we care about.
But
Alright.
the question he asked us.
Mhm. All right, so but he's basically saying, in a roundabout way, do we have the same energy for black women? When you consider that typically a woman will think about how her kids will look like when they come into the world.
I mean, that's
so that means
problematic,
it's
you know.
a bit more premeditated.
I
Like,
think it's.
is their colorism a bit more worse?
I think it's. I think it's problematic. I think it's problematic if you ever have to question. If you ever have to plan what kind of skin color you want your child to have. Because if that child doesn't come out with the skin color that you thought you've put together, what happens then?
I can see
And
how
I can
that's a
see
thing,
how
though.
you might want to do that, but it's not right.
Mm.
It's not right. I don't think that because you face hate as a dark skinned black woman, you then intentionally go and be with what's it called, a white man or whatever, so you can procreate a light skinned child.
Yeah.
you're still doing colorism's bidding. You're perpetuating the same message because you believe that you're like, yes, you can say that you just want your child to have a better life, but you believe that do you know what I mean? It's like you're reinforcing the message. So I think that's very problematic, and I think that's very weird behavior.
Colorism via self-hate.
It's self-hate because you've done that. Yes, you can go under the guise of you think that you're trying to protect your child or whatever the case might be. You don't know what that child's life was going to be like. I know hella dark-skinned babies who are confident. My niece is confident. You can't tell her nothing about nothing.
Good.
Because she's constantly told that she's beautiful, her skin is precious. Do you know what I mean? Like, she has that confidence. So if you then say, as a dark-skinned black woman, you want to go and procreate with a white person because, or whatever the case might be, so you can have a lighter-skinned child, you are literally doing colorism's bidding. You are doing colorism's work for her. And that's because also in your mind, you do believe that the lighter skin is superior. That's what it comes down to. So I can't I can say that, okay, yeah, you know, I can understand why it is that you arrived there, but I'm sorry, you still believe you deserve to be flogged.
It's not a superiority thing always, though.
Okay, what is it?
Not a fun fact, but I used to think like that when I was a kid. I'm obviously of darker complexion. And funny enough, I sat and thought about this to myself not too long ago. And I found that when it comes to like my skin, I'm very weary of people who give me compliments on my complexion. Like it actually drives me insane. Like when people are like, "Oh, you have such nice skin. Oh my gosh, like your complexion
I said
is
this one
so."
before. These people didn't understand what I was saying.
It's so annoying. Like it's not that
It's a
I
fetish
hate my
sometimes.
complexion.
Is it annoying from the person who's come from though? Like, what do you mean?
I can. It's gotten to a point where I can almost tell from a mile away someone's about to approach me, and I know exactly where they're going to start this conversation. They're going to make a skin compliment, and it's going to drive me insane.
I'm going to stop pushing.
It's not that I hate it.
Shut up.
I've never been insecure about my complexion.
Yeah.
I think there is a element of people who the bullying that they received when they were young has made them insecure about their complexion. That was never me. I was more confused about it. Like I never saw my skin color as a problem, and when people would bring it, I just was perplexed by the fact that they thought they ate what that did, because I'm like, but what's wrong with it? Like I never ever. But I had a conversation with my mom when I was a kid, and I remember it and will never forget it, because I found myself saying that when I get older, I don't want my husband to be equal to or darker than me, because I don't want my children to experience what I experienced. So it's not that I viewed superiority in a lighter complexion. I just knew what my experience was, and I didn't want that for my children. Can I fault Black women for that? No, but I think with time comes age and maturity, and we learn. I think I've had the privilege of growing up in a society now where it's a lot more respected to embrace darker complexions in ways that when I was a child, that wasn't necessarily the case. To the point where it almost irritates me, which is a different conversation for another day, when certain women define themselves or claim I'm dark skinned. Sweetie, no, you're not, because you were the same girls who were on the playground when I was a kid. Yeah, like it's appropriation. It's so weird. It's like, no, honey, you are brown skin. You might be on the deeper end of the brown skin spectrum, but dark skin is a reach, and you're only doing it because now we're in a society that is a lot more accepting of it. Different conversation for a different day. My point being, I don't think it's always about viewing lighter skin tone as superiority, but not wanting your offspring to share that same negative experience that you had.
But the reason why then, when you think about the kind of skin color you want your offspring to have, you've chosen the one that society deems as better. It's superior.
Yeah.
Just by definition.
Yeah.
So it's not. You might not think
you want them to have the advantages of that.
Of the superior skin color.
Yeah.
At least for me, it wasn't that. Because I do think there is a group of people who really think, you're gonna benefit, like light skinned people, like you have that light skin pretty privilege. That wasn't my mindset. There may be people who think that way. That wasn't for me. For me, it strictly had to do with bullying. Like I don't want my child to have this constant experience of this being a dig and attack on your character, when I don't even understand where it comes from. To me, I quite literally was perplexed. Never insecure about it. Was just like, why is it such a dig for y'all? I don't get it. And I didn't want them to have that experience. For me.
Yeah. I hear that, but I was just looking at as the score.
Can I jump in?
Yeah. Good morning.
I hate this thing so much.
Morning.
The volume seems low.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
Yeah. Stacey, I know that you said that you didn't want to experience bullying. That might be a reason why some people might want to date someone of a different complexion. But doesn't that just mean basically that if it's justified in dating someone of a different complexion if it can make your life easier? So then wouldn't that be an argument for why a dark-skinned man or woman might want to date a light-skinned or white person, because they say, oh, the life of my child might be easier?
I don't think I understand your question.
I was just trying to equate. You said that if bullying is the justification for dating someone of a different complexion, then that means that you're dating that person or having that child because you think that having a child with that person may make your child's life slightly easier than yours was because you've removed the bullying.
Do you know why I'm not agreeing? It's less about what you're saying makes perfect sense, but this is a mindset that I had when I was 7, 8 years old. So my mind wasn't going that far.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like it wasn't.
It
stopped at bullying at that age. I like I said, I grew beyond that, but this was a conversation that we were having at 7, 8. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Actually.
All right, cool. Ignore what I said. Nothing. Yeah, all right, cool. Scrap that. Yeah, I got 9 in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting conversation, man. It just makes me think of. I remember one girl. This is probably like when I was like, I don't know, late teens. She had the exact same thought, and she was like, "Oh, I want to make sure that I have kids with this particular person, right?" And it's basically this person looked like Bone Foxx. You know the light skinned brothers in Bone Foxx, not the dark skinned ones, the mixed race looking ones. Bone Foxx. You know.
That's why you guys are putting me on the spot for these things.
But if you don't mind,
is that a group? Is that a band?
Yeah. It's a rap group. Bone Foxx and Harmony. Yeah, legendary group, man.
Is there any of them individually that's famous?
The whole group?
Yeah. Girl, you know when you say like Spice Girls, you got Mel B, you got to me there's always one crazy bone, lazy bone.
We're gonna call that a geographical knowledge.
But basically, she like
gonna miss everybody.
I know this man.
Yeah, she liked that basically the light skin look and the long hair in it.
Okay.
And literally a couple years later now, I see her find her type. 100%. And the kids, beautiful children who basically have everything she was talking about.
She orchestrated
100%.
Their kids.
100%. Some of the facial features look like her, but she basically got everything she's talking about. Now, how does that person now come and say, okay, cool, I like myself, I like my dark skin? How can somebody say that in the same breath though?
You can't.
You can't say it to me.
You can't. But I think it's a thing where people don't. Not everyone would reflect where they're. And that's the thing with conversations about preferences. Your preferences come from somewhere. Even if you ask me why it is that I like the men I like Nigerian men, Yoruba men, whatever the case might be, Nigerian men. Because I was going for my. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say that. That's wild. That's wild. But anyway, like there's a root to these things. I think not everyone does that searching because yes, of course you can be confident or whatever, but I think when it comes to your children, like if you really loved yourself, like if I was to have a child, I can't wait to see what my child looks like in me and my husband. Do you get what I mean? But if it is a thing where you essentially don't want your child to look like you want them to have certain features, but not their skin is the biggest organ of your body, and you don't want them to have that. You can't say that you love yourself, but then again, not everyone has that consciousness to say that actually, this is rooted in something. Do you know what I mean? This mindset of mine is rooted in something.
And
but I think orchestrating your baby is crazy. That's the same as designer babies. You know when you put the eyes, you want the eye green, you want this, same thing. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
But you're for that, though, Emmanuel?
I'm for what?
Orchestrating your baby.
Yeah, to look like me. I've got out my way to make sure it looks like me. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because I like how I look, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, sorry. You say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, back to the quickly. I just want to say something back to the original topic of that Nala video. I think one of the biggest issues we have in the Black community is that we hold musicians and athletes to such high esteem that whenever they do stuff, it moves the needle way more than in other communities. And I feel like we're doing ourselves a disservice when we do that, because at the end of the day, I think we looked at the stats and like black people in and large marry other black people. Maybe not slightly not as at the same rate as other communities, but it's not that far off. But the problem is that the black people in the public eye disproportionately date outside of their race or their more so than the general public. So then the optics of us look like where we don't date our own. It's just that it's the people that are in the media. And I kind of shared in the chat my theory is that, and I'm not saying it for anyone in the room. I'm just saying that, but typically the media, the front facing media roles, so like rappers, musicians, athletes, or well, even those type of typically attract personalities that like the adulation of other people, and typically the people that like the adulation of other people will typically go out and seek status symbols. That's what marketing is about. They'll get the rollie, they'll get the bust down rollie because it says something about who you are. They'll get what type of woman says something about who I am rather than me just. So they'll get the things and the people that speak to them being of a higher status, and so that's why they will date the specific looking. All the girls that they date look kind of similar because there's a certain look that means something about you to other men, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? So rather than just dating, I'm trying to build, and also they're probably more individualistic in nature. So they're not here about like they do all the optical stuff about like the community, but really they're for self. So if we're gonna hold those people to high esteem, we're doing ourselves a disservice because you got guys like Slider Cut, you got guys like Dean Forbes, you got guys like Byron Cole that are all doing big things, but because. And so I think now we're getting a bit better at pushing like the businessmen and the thought leaders, the actual people that are worth praising to the forefront, and we're doing it slowly better now. But in reality, if we keep putting the athletes and the rappers at front stage, they're going to keep disappointing you because at the end of the day, these guys are just guys they're the same guys that get finessed by jewelers for fake rollies because they're not the sharpest tools at that time. So when you want them to be and they love shiny things, so. If you want them to start having a third or fourth level kind of mindsets on how to further the community, you're gonna do yourself a disservice because you're just gonna. A lot of times the decision making is quite simplistic and quite in nature. So you can't expect them to be the forefront of like the movement that we're trying to make or whatever. So just we need to focus our energies on the people that are actually worth our time in like and like. Pushing to the forefront.
Okay,
I agree, but that message should be more for men.
Well, yeah, it's for men. It's for everyone in the auditorium, but men, yeah, this is for men.
I think that they impact. I know that you're saying optics don't matter. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze. Optics don't matter, but
no, optics do matter. They do matter.
At the end of the day, like that might not be the reality of most people, but when you're seeing people affiliate certain looks with status and people we've acknowledged that Black people are always in constant pursuit of having the optics of a certain status.
Yeah.
Sorry, even though that might not match what their day-to-day place in society is, like that's going to be what men continue to chase, and that also trickles down to beauty standards and what we as Black women receive. So I hope that Black men take that not as criticism but as something to charge them to change their perspective moving forward.
You know, I think it is as well, because I agree with what Rob is saying in that I feel like it's almost like the people, because I say the same when it is that there's say something happens and like people expect influencers or rappers or just people that are the most seen, the most visible people in pop culture to speak on like social issues and stuff, and then they say something that you don't think they should be saying. Now you're cooking them for saying something, but it's like you never should have. Why would you think that is who you should have asked for what is going on around the world kind of thing? But I think the issue with that is that because they're in media is widely consuming the way it is. So it's like in their lyrics, in the music and stuff, and like, do you know what I mean? So they have more influence than I would say like the businessmen or other people that are in other industries. Because you find that even other people in other industries, when it is they want that popularity, they end up going to podcasters. They end up going on these shows. They end up like kind of just rubbing shoulders with these rappers and stuff. So I feel like that's what makes it the issue. Because even
but that's so unique to our community. Sorry.
Say again?
So, but I think that's so unique to our community.
Oh,
I don't think anyone goes to like no one goes to like flipping Harry Kane and go, what do you think about do you know what I mean? Say something about Palestine
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know.
I've never actually heard that guy speak.
Exactly. Do you know what I mean?
That is
It's
true,
mad,
and I think that's the issue sometimes with our community. It's what we hold. It's what we hold up and what we want to highlight, and that's why whenever I say like, even when I talked about black men having conversations about black men's struggles, I can't say. That's why I would never say that it's not a conversation that's not happening, because it is. There are many black men, but again, because they're not the most popular, they're not the people that you see they're not the one that you see in your timeline and stuff. And again, because of the way the algorithm works, only the negative stuff is really it tends to go viral.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? So Anubis says, I also grew up hearing plenty of black women talk down on dark skin.
Yeah.
We're equally to blame. Absolutely. But that's self-hate though.
Yeah, 100%. I remember, I think I shared that story one time on the bus. This was secondary school days. And one girl, she was chatting to her friend, and her friend was like, oh, They were just gisting about a particular thing, innit? And she was basically happy that this particular guy moved her, innit? And the friend was kind of happy for her as well. And she's like, oh, yeah, but he was dark skinned.
Wow.
This is just normal conversation. I just thought, wow. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I think?
But we are moving.
I think we all need. I think we all need. Not in a bad way. Not in the way Veronica said it. But we actually need to go back home.
Yes.
Because when I think about it, like,
There's also...
I never, and again, no shade to any light-skinned men or anything like that. That was just never my flavor. Like, it was a thing where I have dated guys who are lighter skinned, but they're black. They're fully black. But it was never something that I, again, noticed. But again, I bring that back to my upbringing and to society that I grew up in. Like, it just wasn't it. Like, this is really a British problem. Like, it's such a black British thing.
It's a thing here too.
An American, yeah. It basically us
the
the
West.
West. Yeah,
It's a Western
Yeah,
thing.
you live on the West Coast though, innit? So everyone's on the madness there. But there's also something really like strategic about like sometimes the rappers, like they will do, like I remember I sent in the chat, there was this Paps, do you know Paps the comedian? There's this, I think he came on the show. There's this Paps a sketch where he does this thing of where he's talking about, I love my black queens, I love my black queens, he's a rapper, and then it cuts and he's like with his girlfriend. So like you see a lot of musicians do this where they see what the zeitgeist, what's popular right now. Oh, like loving your black queens. That's why I get why Stacey sometimes feels like it's disingenuous. People are like, oh, you're chocolate, because they know that they're just saying what. Do you really mean it, or do you just know it's like the flavor of the month right now to praise? So like, and the rappers do it a lot where they're all like, yeah, my black queens, da 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 da. I was like, yeah, but are you living it? Do you know what I mean?
Word.
So don't give us don't just give us the lip service if you're not living it. And I put in the chat like, and I don't like Skepta got made like a chief of his village back home, his mom's village, and then he got the tribal marks in his 30s. But so yeah, but yeah, you know what I mean.
I am proud of the direction that we are taking the conversation, though, especially for the youth. Like, I think it's kind of reversing in a not funny way. Like, it's gone from there being dark-skinned men slander to light-skinned men slander sometimes. Sometimes it's made in jest, but I think we don't take enough time to investigate how that may impact the way light-skinned boys probably view themselves, and maybe in years to come we'll see how they have a similar impact as our dark-skinned young men did when they become adults. But I think that the more quieter minority who is vocalizing that this conversation exists a lot in social media and doesn't match reality is creeping up in ways that we haven't seen it before. And people are really taking the time to at least have some type of attention and value to getting to know people as people. And I hope that continues to rub off on the youth the way it's crept up in the social media conversation sphere. Just because I think that, we spend a lot of time dealing with the superficial and lust, and it's going to teach people, you know, how to just go about relationships differently. I think it's sometimes I think back, like, I don't know if y'all do it, but like, have you ever like seen people that you went to school with growing up, and like after every stage you look back and it's like, damn, that person was not looking the best before, but all of a sudden it hasn't even been a year, like it's a different glow up when you leave that environment. It's strange. Like I think that has a lot to do with being in that echo chamber of what was viewed as attractive in the small little space that you were in, and then when you get out and you grow and you mature and you get to start to see people as people versus what that particular environment is telling you is a 10 versus what's a 2. Like the kids are learning is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
fact,
think
'cause
they're going to
even-
have a different experience than we did.
Because Madam Joyce brought that up one time, and she was saying how like when she first went to Nigeria, the guys loved her, but here like people make like at the time obviously to be fair, she's lost weight and stuff like that now, but she was like how like weight here is a thing, but back home the guys they don't care. And even like when I was into an episode of I Said What I Said one time, and there was a girl who'd moved to Canada who wrote a dilemma, and she was talking about how guys are making her feel like she's unattractive, but she was like, when I was in Nigeria, I was never made to feel like I was unattractive. Like I was never made to feel as if there's anything wrong with how I look, my size, my skin, nothing. But she was like, being here is so difficult because of the society that I'm living in. But I do think a lot of it is Western mentality. If you're eating eba every day and pound of jam, breakfast, lunch, dinner, don't chat to me about weight. What do you mean? We're in this together. Obviously, there is the stuff that goes on back home, but that's another day. Ciao.
Thank you very much,
Thanks, y'all.
Stacey, Black
Combo,
Rob,
guys.
and
Talk to you later.
Christy,
That's what I'm just-
any parting words?
No, great combo. We ended on a great note.
Oh, yeah, I got one. Bring Veronica into the studio. She was sick. Bring her in.
I actually want Veronica to come to the studio because I want to get not in like a therapy in a condescending way, but I'm very fascinated by the thing that she thinks.
Yeah, I'm fascinated.
Not
Very interesting.
not together with Sade. That was just way too much. But I'm actually fascinated by how it is that she thinks, and the things that she says she's read and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm interested in what, because I feel like it sounds as though she's tried to study men's nature.
Yeah.
And then she's responding to that. Like she's acting accordingly to what it is that her research on men's nature. And I'm very fascinated by that.
So she doesn't get hurt again.
Yeah.
So it's self-preservation.
Yeah. But I want to know her
Science.
findings though.
And some people may argue that black men are also doing the same thing.
What do you mean?
What?
Red pill. She got red pill.
Goodbye.
You're saying all this. No, damn well,
Thank you very much, guys.
Oh, man.
All right.
Well, today that's the conclusion of it.
Yeah, man. Let's wrap it up.
Please. Let's get into more headlines.
That is.
Oh.
All right, people. So our next headline, Syria's former president, Bashar al-Assad, said that he never intended to flee to Russia in what is purported to be his first statement since the fall of Damascus 8 days ago. Assad's reported statements put on the Telegram channel belonging to the Syrian presidency on Monday, although it's not clear who currently controls it or whether he even wrote it. So in it, he says, as the Syrian capital fell to rebels, he went to a Russian military base in Latakia province to oversee combat operations, only to see that Syrian troops had abandoned their positions. There was an airbase basically that had also come under intensified attack by drone strikes, and the Russians had therefore decided to airlift him to Moscow. So in a statement published both in Arabic and in English, the former Syrian leader reportedly describes what happened on 8th of December and how he was apparently besieged at a Russian base. The statement adds that at no point during these events did I consider stepping down or seeking refuge, nor was such a proposal made by any individual or party. When a state falls into the hands of terrorism and the ability to make a meaningful contribution is lost, any position becomes void of purpose. These were his words. Next headline, and Donald Trump has said that Vladimir Putin and Volodymyr Zelenskyy have got to make a deal to end the war between Russia and Ukraine. The US president-elect said that the conflict has to stop and that people are dying at levels nobody has ever seen. He He also claimed that it will take 100 years to rebuild Ukraine's cities from the devastation of a full-scale Russian invasion that he said should not and would not have happened if he had been in office. It comes as President Putin claimed in a speech on Monday that the conflict was turning in his country's favor after nearly 3 years of intense fighting, which has resulted in Russia occupying large swaths of Ukraine's eastern territory. Zelenskyy, the president of Ukraine, has long been opposed to any peace deal with Mr. Putin, but that leaves Moscow in control of the Ukrainian territory, including the Crimean Peninsula, which Russia occupied in 2014. However, when speaking exclusively to Sky News last month, he suggested a ceasefire deal could be struck if the territory he controls could be taken under the NATO umbrella. This will allow him to negotiate the return of the rest later in a diplomatic way. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one, guys, big trigger warning. And according to US media reports, there's been an attacker who fatally shot a teacher and a teenage student in a private Christian school in Wisconsin. And apparently, 17-year-old teenage girl, man. Madison Police Chief Sean Barnes had earlier declined to identify the attacker or the gender of the attacker in a news conference on Monday. He said that the suspect was a student at the Abundant Life Christian School and was also amongst the dead. 6 students were injured, including 2 who suffered life-threatening injuries. Today is a sad day, not only for Madison, but for our entire country. This is what Chief Barnes said. We have to do better at our jobs in our community. We have to do a better job in our community, pardon me. He added that the police had not identified the motive in the shooting and the suspect's family was cooperating with the investigation. And that's it for our headlines. Time to pay the bills.
All right, let's get into some word on road. Oh, actually, wait. One says, man, one day we can unpack how easy Africans used to be treated by other Africans in the West.
East Africans.
You know, the whole time I was thinking, what's it talking about? Okay, so we can unpack how East Africans used to be treated by other Africans in the West.
Okay, let's do it, man. One day we're going to do it.
Yeah. I'll do it when I'm in Nigeria. Next, I'm taking All right, what are we talking about? Actually, that person didn't get back to me and Brent. Someone at me and Brent saying that now that, actually, I'll get that. That's the second one. That's the second one. Because I haven't, anyway.
I ain't changing my opinion.
Like, did they just meet us? Basically, Diddy has given up on coming out of jail before his hearing in May. So basically, cut long story short, he's going to be in jail. He's going to stay in jail until May. He and his lawyer have voluntarily dropped his bail appeal. So last month, he basically got his third failed. What am I trying to say? Basically, yeah, for the third time last month, his bail request was denied. So they were going to appeal that decision. Obviously, at the time, the judge said that the government has good enough reason to keep his ass in there. And obviously, because they've also demonstrated that he's supposed to be a threat if he was let out and whatnot. So, yeah. But he and his lawyer have decided that they're not going to appeal and they're just going to wait until his trial, which I think it's May. I'm sure it's May. I think it's May. But yeah, and he was arrested in September. That's a lot of months in jail. Ooh, and that kind of sentence anyway, if he gets sentenced, if they take out the few months, it don't make a difference if you're in there for 25 years. Like, what the hell? What does that do? 8 months off. Okay. But anyway, so that's what's going on in Diddy's situation. Also, Jay-Z. So this is what someone tweeted me and Brent about. Asking us if we changed our stance because news headlines read that Jay-Z's accuser has acknowledged inconsistencies in her allegations. And obviously, because a lot of people don't bother to read things, they've just assumed that she's basically gone and said that she was lying. But actually, the inconsistencies... So she had an interview with NBC, and essentially, I'll just give you a summary of what the inconsistencies are in her story. So what she... sorry, Brent, trigger warning. Sorry, y'all. It's a trigger warning of sexual abuse and things of such horrible nature. But basically, what she accused... Her accusation is just a quick summary of what it was that her accusations are about, which is that she went to the VMAs in 2000 and was scouting. She wanted to go to the VMAs. She was a young girl. She was 13, wanted to go to the VMAs. Obviously didn't have a ticket. Was chilling outside for a while. Wasn't able to get in. Then she thought, okay, if I at least go to the after party, that would be great. So then she started going to like, different limos that were parked up, and a limo driver, allegedly, who was Diddy's driver, said that she looks exactly like what Diddy likes, and he will be back to pick her up, and for her to wait here. So, and he did go. He went, dropped Diddy wherever they were going, came back, picked her up, and then she says she remembers going to a house, a big white house, something like that, and yeah, she claims that when she was there, she then had a drink. She felt very lightheaded, and she decided to go and lie down in one of the rooms. Found a room where she could lie down. Where she was lying down in there, she alleges that Diddy came in, raped her, and so did Jay-Z. And there was a female celebrity that was in there who was just watching this happening. She says that she then managed to run out, punch Jay-Z, and then managed to run out and escape, essentially. Then she says that she called her dad to come and pick her up, and her dad picked her up and whatever. So the inconsistency is that her dad don't remember coming to pick her up. He said he does remember one time he did come to pick her up, but he can't remember he can't remember that this is what she was talking about, basically. But she says that is something that they've always had arguments about over the years. I guess her dad's memory loss. I don't know what they're arguing about, but she says that yeah. So essentially, one of the inconsistencies is that her dad doesn't remember coming to pick her up. He remembers one time coming to pick her up in the middle of the night somewhere, but he can't put the dates to this incident, basically. So that's one of them. And then also she says that she saw at the party, she spoke to a celebrity. Let me get who the person is. Where is it? I can't find the person's name. Yes, so she said she spoke to Fred Durst, Benji Madden about his tattoo and whatever, blah 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 blah. Turns out anyway, they went out the party. But she's saying how she spoke to some celebrity, so maybe she's got the celebrity that she spoke to wrong. But yeah. So there's the inconsistencies. I believe that was it. But obviously, this is for Jay-Z's. He did release a statement. Where is it now? Where is it?
Oh, after this has come out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're basically saying that we don't. There's a bar. The man is just writing rap lyrics in every other statement he's doing. Let me see what it says. But essentially, they're basically saying that his lawyer is obviously criticizing Tony Busby and saying, how do you not do your due diligence to make sure? Do you know what I mean? Like to check consistencies and whatever before you do that. So like, why would you not do that? Blah 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 blah. And talking about, and again, obviously his incompetency is something that they've focused on. So they're saying that, but they're then saying that essentially, I can't find exactly what he said, but basically what Jay-Z's statement is saying is that this is just the beginning of showing how this is just a stupid lawsuit and this is a baseless lawsuit, and they fight for just it was like something like, it was a bar like, we fight with justice, not for us. We fight for justice, not with it. Something like that. I'm not a rapper, but something like that anyway. But yeah, keep an eye on all of this stuff. But she also said that despite her dad not remembering and the celebrities her getting the celebrities she spoke to mixed up, she is not saying it didn't happen. She is still saying that her allegations are true. So she's not dismissing she's not denying the allegations. She's not dropping the lawsuit. She's saying that she said what she said. She means what she said, basically. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on all of that stuff that happens anyway and let you guys know.
And also on the day in question, I was, my recollection, arguing. Huh?
Have you made it?
No.
Oh.
The day that the guy has now said I should look to walk back somehow.
Oh, yes.
The contention was Margs wanting that particular lady to be outed, identity to be outed. And I was saying that her identity is going to be outed in the legal proceedings. The normal flow of legal proceedings, the name is going to be outed. To those who need to know, and when they need to know it, will come. Yeah. So obviously NBC has sat down with this particular lady, and inconsistencies, quite a few of them are crazy in my head. Like the whole 5 hours, the whole Jay-Z and
because they're basically where they live and where her dad would have picked her up and where they claim the party is. Girl, it's a 5-hour trip.
Yeah. This particular artist that she spoke to, they were on tour.
Yeah.
So the dates are all wrong. But
Mhm.
I am not saying anything. I'm not vouching for Jay-Z. I'm not looking to say... I'm on record saying I'm already compromised. I'm already compromised. So I don't think this is the end. I think that in them even dropping this particular thing when they did, it was a tactic for more people to kind of come out. But I ain't putting my neck on the line for anybody that is in celebrity, that is in Hollywood, that is next door to me. I do not. Sorry.
But you know what I did? Because I didn't want to know what part he wanted us to walk. I wasn't quite sure what he wanted us to walk back. And I think, do you know what I find interesting? Because no matter what...
I know.
What part is it?
I know that he believes that we were basically arguing that he was guilty.
Listen, yeah.
100%. Because when Mark shouts...
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, why are you talking about hair? It just tells everybody...
Oh my gosh, these people...
Just say yes and agree with everything that he's saying. But it was the fact that he was saying out this particular woman. He was saying it's unfair to have, and I said I did understand his argument, it's unfair to have Jay-Z's name being put out there, but not her name. Nah, that's crazy. And I'm like, but there's certain circumstances where that's dangerous.
Yeah.
And for those who need to know her identity, they will.
They will, exactly.
It's a whole legal system that's going.
Literally.
At some point in time, you're going to know who the person is.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know if it is that we will willfully shown who the the mother of that Indian girl was.
Yeah, they put that out there.
They didn't put that out.
They put that. They themselves didn't put it out. The public got it. I think she must have. What's it called? Took to one of her friends in secret, and her friend said, "Nah, you're disgusting. You and your
I
mama."
don't even know if that's confirmed either.
Yeah, that's the thing with these things. It's never confirmed, and I think that's a harmful thing because what if it's the wrong person? Now you go out in public, and now you're attacking the wrong person, and it's just like, why am I in it?
But you're never gonna get me looking to defend Jay-Z.
I'm not defending anybody,
all.
bro.
At all.
Even sometimes people tell me something, I actually listen carefully and to the end. Because I don't know if I did it. I'm not listening to... No. And I think that's what I find so interesting because with Diddy, people were adamant Diddy has done nothing. They were adamant that Cassie was a gold digger. Then he came out and whatever happened, and then they saw the things, and then now it's like, no matter what they hear now, it's like, oh, he did it. But you once didn't think that.
I was compromised with Diddy too, to be honest. Yeah, even before the whole...
You was compromised, full stop.
Yeah, I was compromised. I was compromised with quite a few of them.
But I find it interesting, and again, I'm not saying that Jay-Z did or didn't, like, I don't know the man. How would I know? How will I know? But I do find it interesting, the bias, though, in the people, and not just Jay-Z, but just in general, the people that people would be quick to say, oh yeah, crucify him. But then the other person, they're like, oh no, let's give benefit of the doubt. And obviously with Jay-Z, they're like royalty. That's Beyonce's husband. So I do think that has a part to play in it. In how ways that they say, because ordinarily though, if you hear this about anybody else and they're friends and they're close buddies with R. Kelly, who's in jail, in close friends with Diddy, in jail, you'd be like, so you just was the innocent, you were just drinking water and mind your business. But that's if you insert any other celebrity in there outside of Jay-Z. And even with other celebrities, you guys, people have accused Usher, accused Justin Bieber, accused Meek Mill. These people, there's no cases against them, but just by association. So it's been very interesting seeing the things that people are saying about Jay-Z, even though he has actually been named in a lawsuit.
Question, Emmanuel. I don't know, back in the day in that region of America, was it kind of okay to basically have relations with younger girls?
What region of America?
Where Jay-Z's from?
What, New York, Brooklyn?
Harlem.
Yeah. Because apparently he had a son that he is not claiming.
Yeah.
And allegedly the mother was 16.
How old was he though?
20-something. I don't know.
Yeah, but isn't that the whole Foxy Brown thing as well? I mean, to be fair, she put on her story, say, hey, they won't leave me alone. But apparently, allegedly when he went out with her, she was 16 or something, or 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
Even Beyonce, because people have that. When we never talk about age gap, that's funny because Marcus brought it up as well. That whenever we talk about age gap, why don't people ever bring up Beyonce and Jay-Z? And people do.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't believe that there's more to come out, or there's going to be different attempts at going for his head.
Yeah, I
in
think so.
particular,
Yeah.
because you've already seen some of the papers going past just what that particular girl has said and trying to draw connections to other things that he had done, just to bring it back up to the surface.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is the end.
UCF Mook says Jay-Z slept with Foxy Brown at 15.
That's allegedly though. That's if he slept with her.
That's
though.
allegedly.
Yeah. But if he did sleep with her, it would have been around those ages because she was young, and I think she was part of. She was on his album when she was like.
Didn't
16.
he like Aaliyah? There was a whole
Yeah.
thing with Aaliyah, and what's that other guy that he kicked out of the company and they have feud and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yeah. But Aaliyah was older though at that time though. Aaliyah was
Didn't
only
the girl
young.
die at 18 or something?
No.
How old did
She was grown. She was grown.
I
She-
loved Aaliyah when I was young, you know.
Yeah. She was only young with R. Kelly. After that, she was like grown.
Was grown.
As in,
I'm
she
so
wasn't a
old.
teen no more, innit? Basically. With
How
R. Kelly, she was
old?
like 15 or so. And that's like not mid 90s. 94, 95, them times.
She was 22.
When what?
She died.
Aaliyah?
Yes.
No chance.
Oh.
Serious?
Yes. So if
Wow.
2001, she was 22.
She died in 2001?
Yeah. Because I remember when she died. Obviously, I was 6. No, I was 5. She died August 25. Okay, yes, I was 6. I just fresh off 6.
That's what I was asking you. Was there an over sexualization of these young girls?
But there
during
is
that time?
though. That's what we were saying about earlier about black women.
Mm.
We're very sexualized from when we're young. Where it's like you're grown from when you're young. Because that's so. Who was the last man she dated before she died?
I think
R. Kelly.
she was with Dame. I think she was with Dame.
So that was 22.
Yeah.
And how old is that, Agbaya? How
And
old is
Dame,
Dame?
Dame's grown now. He's like 50 something now.
Oh,
But it was a bit cheeky of him to be,
he's 53.
Yeah.
to be on camera, basically like, pointing at Jay-Z saying, "Well, I did tell you guys." That's a bit cheeky.
He's
Very, very
53.
cheeky.
So he was 30 when he was dating her.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's kind of normal in certain places where if you're 22 and the man's 30, that's an 8-year gap.
I don't think that's right though. I feel like anything younger than 25, because you're still young when you're 22. If you look at the way of life, you just finished uni. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like with age gap, I feel like from 25, then we can start having certain gap, like a 5-year gap. At 22 and you're with someone that's 30, 30 is grown, you know. Like you've been working for years and whatever. Like you know a lot more than a 22-year-old knows. A 22-year-old is trying to figure out what kind of career they want, what kind of life they want to do. And obviously in that industry as well, they're sexualized from when they get in, from when they're really, really young. So just because they're sexualized doesn't mean mentally they're grown. I feel like it actually stunts their mental growth. If anything.
I wanna see everybody. I wanna see everybody.
Yeah, apparently she was 20 when Jay-Z was interested.
Is that how it goes?
He was 20.
Aaliyah. And he would have been 29 at the time.
I don't know what song he's singing. He was 29 at the time.
Yeah.
So, but I have to wonder about men like that. What is in a 20-year-old girl that's not in your age mate? I think it's weird. That what do you talk about?
But I think that because they're in the same industry, maybe. I don't know. And because, I don't know.
Who is the fact checker? When did Beyonce and Jay-Z get together? Because
Blazing Squad. They did something with Blazing Squad. Well, Blazing Squad did a rendition
yeah.
of the thing. Then she might have put that one. That's the reference point.
who, me?
Sing it for her.
You trying to sing songs for me?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you know the Bone Thugs anthem. Go on, sing it for her.
Oh, that was a Bone Thugs anthem you're singing?
Yeah, sing it.
Why are you singing like a
confused.
devil on the
What's going
shoulder?
on?
I'm asking him to sing it for her.
Sing what?
The one that Blazing Squad did.
I don't know that song. I know Bone Thugs' version.
You're never
I know
committed
the-
to kissing your teeth. that half-hearted manner.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. What a mess. Anyway, cut long story short. What's next? What I think is next is next. No, it's not next. Well, to be fair, I don't know this. Go on.
Yeah, at the crossroads. That's the one, isn't it?
Yeah, Crossroads.
I don't know one song that has the word crossroads in it.
I'll play it after the stream is finished. You might have heard it.
Must.
Yeah, because you're just saying that you used to love Aaliyah.
I love the Leah. Oh, was the Leah? Was she? Did she do a song with them?
No.
So what? Was that gonna do anything?
It's the time in
No,
which
but Aaliyah
you
was
went back
R&B
to listen
though.
to certain music. Okay, fair.
I listened to I feel like I never listened to like
Blaze Squad was R&B.
garage or any of that
That's
music.
true, that's true.
Never mind.
Yeah, Blaze Squad was not R&B.
Exactly. I listen to R&B songs I know. And
All the girlies in Essex love them though.
yeah, man. Not me, boy.
Mm.
But I've never actually had an era of my life where I'm really, really into like UK music.
Mm.
I don't know, like historically, nah, not me. So, yeah.
Fair.
I do word and word no rotation. Anyway, Flo Milli. So there's a rapper by the name of Flo Milli. There's a thing these days, and you all are weird, okay? The internet is weird, where basically black women are getting pregnant who are... Don't you laughing?
You said something's weird, and then you said black women getting pregnant.
I think that
We need
just
more.
the Freudian slip. I think that's what my heart really wanted to say. I think people need to stop getting pregnant up and down the streets, but that's not my problem.
Stop. We're declining, you know.
For
We
good
need
reasons.
more black kids.
The black women who are upset with the black men who go outside their race, right? They want the black men to be loyal, right? Just to them. These black men, right? They want to, you know.
Belligerent.
I don't know.
That's loyalty, but we're not talking about that.
To spread their royal oats, no? Everywhere. And if that is not something that black women will accept, and if white women are accepting it...
When you say spread the royal oats everywhere, where?
I know.
Why are you asking me? This isn't my narrative.
Yeah. It's really that you want them to be faithful, right?
No, but
the main thing is the faithfulness.
No, but when if they're with a non-black woman, are they faithful there?
Because some of these black men
Exactly.
that you see with these
non-blacks, non-black women,
the children that you all have a problem with, as in you all, as in loosely, I'm just
very loose.
so you understand what I'm
Very
talking
loose.
about. Just so you understand what I'm talking about.
Fair.
I don't even know if it is that they're interested in
those ones. Do you know what's so funny though?
They just might have caught a case.
I think for me, like, I like having conversations about wider social issues. So something like that, I would have conversations about the colorism and blah, 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 blah. That's my bag. But if it's a thing where, like, I don't care to ever tell a black man who wants to date outside his race not to, you're not going to date me if you come in the race. So I'm very big on what's my own. Like, what's my actual own? So if that's what you want to do, all the best. Good luck to you. But I'm not for convincing, but there are people like that. There are people that have black women just because they feel like it's the right thing to do, it's what their family want. But deep down, what they're doing in their spare time is non-black women. I don't believe in that. So I'd rather with somebody who actually wants to be with me and we can move forth and go forth from there. But, you know, all the best to everybody anyway. Basically, Flo Milli is pregnant, cut a long story short. And
I thought Flo Milli was a man when you said a rapper.
Flo Milli is a woman. She's a female rapper.
Okay.
And people have been criticizing her. They've basically been doing the same thing they did to Halle and do to Sky Jackson. And I don't know why we're in a place where people think it's okay to be antagonizing pregnant women. Gosh, you'll make me tired, I swear, you know. I'm actually tired. I'm actually tired. But I don't know why people think it's okay to be antagonizing a black woman. And then people are like, oh, you know, and again, sometimes there's conversations to be had about how guys, like, there's pregnancy, but there's no stability of a family home and what that does for the children. But go on. I know you're gagging for it. Go on.
Question, Emmanuel. Like, are men faithful? You know me talking about animals and stuff, innit?
Yeah.
Are they innately just
animalistic?
Faithful?
Are they innately faithful?
Yeah.
It depends on the man
they're
you're
not
talking about.
innately monogamous. That's what you normally say, innit?
Yeah. So the question is, in the structure that we've created, are men able to operate in that structure?
You're saying they're going against their natural purpose, right?
Not natural purpose. I'm just saying the natural inclination isn't to have one person.
Because this may be the biggest thing that y'all should be focusing on. the lack of faithfulness within black men.
I don't think that's the only problem that black women have with black men.
If you don't see that as the biggest problem, and you just focus on them getting black women, they will get black women. And still...
No, that's not necessarily, man. You get a black woman and have a healthy relationship.
100% you can. And it happens, right?
I mean, it happens.
Hallelujah.
Of course it happens. I said, of course it happens. But is this, you know how we say the loud minorities talking? And it's just the 1% that you guys are focusing on that's dating outside their race. Black men are basically marrying black women. We heard about the stats of marriage decline drastically. Right?
You know, I don't think any of you deep that black men were 40 and black men were 46.
Is it a thing? And I'm only asking questions. I am just jumping into the body of Veronica here.
Okay. If you show Veronica, I swear.
Is it a case where we're focusing on the wrong things? Because if it is that we win the fight, the rightful fight for black men to marry black women, 100%, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
but you know what?
Are we ready for that conversation?
But that's why your type can't just be a black man.
It can't. It can't.
You gotta say you want a sexually disciplined, loyal, trustworthy, hardworking,
religious. Right? Not one way just open to completely different issues into that. You understand? There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot.
But with everything else in life, you know how to choose multiple things. You go to a job and don't just say, a job that pays 50K. You say a job that's within an hour from my house. This. So why are we all stupid when it comes to
dinner partner? Exactly. Ciara's prayer was detailed. She didn't just say got a man.
But you're so interested. It's so interesting because we still see the stats of...
Yeah, because there's just a lot of problems.
And 100%, the whole stats, there's still a caveat to that because what's the sample size, right? What's the sample size? Where was this particular survey taken?
Oh, what, do you not believe the stat about the 40%?
I always look to basically ask, where did you conduct this research?
Yeah.
Can I say that wherever the research was, wherever the sample size was, that's still mad. If 46% of the 10 people is wild, 46% of 1,000 people, of 1 million people is still wild.
But you can't really do that. That's not how it works, is it?
I believe it to be true though. But surely they just look at census though, innit? Okay, everyone knows. You know what I mean? And okay, at this point in time, your age is this. Are you single, married, whatever? Simple as that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I just find it interesting.
I definitely think it's facts, boy.
I feel like that's the biggest thing, like that we should be focused
on.
But
I think there is a lot of reasons why the people aren't settling down there, and I think the hookup culture does not help. I think people are greedy.
I think it's just more. I think it's just societal problems, man. I feel like people go into the world, experience the world, have a whole bunch of different problems, come back home, interact with somebody, and then there's just issues. But
the thing is that your person should be your safe space. Maybe what this one when people say I believe in what's it called, fairy tale and whatever. I actually think it's realistic because there's the way I see marriage and stuff like that. There's no way that I'm going to come out of my house and face the principalities in the world and face problems and all the isms, and I'm gonna go back home and I'm gonna do the same thing.
But it's because you're also thinking, okay, cool. You've chosen somebody who's empathetic to your sort of experience, and you're the same. But just like, for example, Stacey said earlier when she asked the Youngs, tell us about the issues with black men, right? A lot of people don't know about issues. And sometimes you feel like you can't talk to the person. But you still have to live life. You still have to get to a certain age and say, I want to procreate. I want to live this. I want to buy a house with somebody.
Then that's the problem then.
It is.
People are marrying for the wrong reasons.
We're not ready for certain things. Certain milestones in life, we're not necessarily ready for. But we still feel like we have to do them.
Because it's what life says you need to do.
This is it. Because everything has a time limit. Like, we may not want to hear it, but there's adequate and optimum time for certain things in life. And if you kind of miss it, it becomes harder.
Like what though?
Having
a
kids.
baby.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, but even scientists are saying that you can have that later on now. Like because basically it's changed now. Because a lot of the research about when the right time to have children was based on the society back then. People were giving birth at flipping 15, 16, 18, very, very young because of the society that there was back then. They need to churn out these babies because of because of the workforce and all that kind of stuff. But now it is healthy if you have a child later on.
How late though? Because from 35...
Obviously, if you're 55...
No, but from 35 there's a decline.
There can be complications.
Yeah.
However, though, I personally, I can't imagine having. I'm gonna be. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be 30 next year. I can't imagine having a child in the next 2 years.
Don't worry, we'll make it happen. We'll
Who's
pray
we?
for it. We want you to be strong so you can have all the
You guys are
10
sick.
kids.
No.
I can't
even see myself having a child at 35.
Don't worry, we're already praying for it. It's fine.
You just stop it. You know what my mum does? I'm like, can I give you a list of things to pray for? You're praying about the wrong things. Anyway, big up Free Shots. It says,
Big up Free Shots.
How many black men have filled
out this consensus?
So why did I say filed? How many black men have filled out this sentence? I don't know anyone. Do they have registered homes? Whoever takes them off, who's on there?
That's true.
You know, black people don't trust the system. But this time, they're trying to count how many black of us there are.
Yeah.
And we're like, nah, man, you can't trust them because you never know. No, you don't. Just tick.
But it might not be the census of like... Because I think they do the census, every 10 years
Every 10 years, yeah.
There's other thing to life, though, isn't it? That
That's
you're
the last one.
ticking.
I don't remember it.
No idea.
See what I'm saying?
No idea.
Brent, there's 3 black of us in here. One of us has to remember.
it happening, and I don't know.
Did you put
I
yourself
think it was
down?
on Meters After 7 that I talked about it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But
did you
it's
respond?
definitely happened in our lifetime. Huh?
Of course. Did you respond? Of course it did.
I hold up my civic duty all the time.
You what?
Yes.
See what I'm saying?
I do my civic duty all the time.
Which black men did they talk to then? Must be the ones in Shropshire and stuff like that. Because 3 of us in this room and not one person remembers filling out the form to say,
That's not how
hey.
it works, though.
It must be other forms, isn't it? Just other things in life.
Where's the last time a form came in your post and you filled it out?
No, it might be just GP. Add a GP. Or what's your...
When's the last time it was GP?
It's been a while because I'm vegan. Plant-based, you don't need a doctor.
What type of
What kind of
nonsense did you
we're gonna get a
just
stream
say?
taken down.
Look back in the camera and say,
And say that
these
was-
are just jokes.
An apple a day is the doctor away, guys.
That's crazy.
No, according to Sally. You pump yourself with hella sugar. What damn mess.
Yeah, it was in 2020, 2021.
I remember it was during COVID.
Just the other day.
I think I remember it being during COVID. I was bunching it up around there, so I don't know if I actually filled it out. Probably spilled some emotion on the form. Anyway, congratulations to Flo Milli. And also someone asked her in the what's it called? In the comments saying, where's the ring? Because again, it's like, you're pregnant, where's the blah. I don't know why I don't know what your business is with that. But anyway, she did say she's engaged, so there you go.
Big her up,
what
man.
now?
Big her up. Congratulations as well to Flo Milli, man.
Congratulations to her, man.
Beep, 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 beep.
Were you gonna say something? Okay, yeah. Free Shot says the letter came. Who's feeling that out? See, this is Marv.
This is definitely Marv.
This is Marv.
Yep.
Who's feeling that out? That's Marv. Even in the studio, have you lot ever filled one out? They're talking to black men in Northern Ireland and Plymouth. Yeah, that's Marv. Morning, Marv.
I don't remember filling it out, Whoever came to my house, I must have done.
To be honest, I live with my mum, so my man is her responsibility. It's your house, ain't it? Boy. Anyway, it says that Jamie Foxx he's having a hard time. He got a glass thrown in his mouth.
What?
The other day. Yeah, it was sorry, stop smiling. It's not funny. It was just I was smiling. It's remnant laughter from last time. Basically, he was out for dinner, and apparently people on another table were being rude and like disrespectful to him and talking about him, blah blah blah, like just being rude and vulgar to him. And then he asked him to stop or whatever because his family was present, blah blah. And then someone then threw a glass that hit him in the face. He's having a hard year. I wonder why that is though. I thought maybe because he said he didn't like white women anymore.
Oh, so they were white?
I don't know. I'm making that part up. This is Esther News. This is fake news. I'm speculating. Because that's so random. Who doesn't like... Everyone likes Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Your glass on your lip hurts,
Of course it would.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Especially if it's the bottom end.
You'll be finished, man. You'll be
That's
thinking about
instant
life.
Instant
Because some things, yeah, it's like... Because it's not just the object. I'm so childish, It's not just the object. Do you get what I mean? Like it's the speed at which the object lands. Have you ever dropped your phone on your face?
Oh yeah, 100%, yeah.
Wait, I'm actually crying.
Diabolical.
Oh. Love and like Jamie Foxx. What's next on my list? Hold on. Sorry.
I heard his special was quite moving.
I need to. Yeah, a lot of people said it was quite emotional. I need to watch it actually. I haven't watched it yet. But I've heard people saying as well that he shouldn't have called it special. He should have just said, just getting things off my mind. Like it's not like it's not a comedy special in that. In the way you think of like if Dave Chappelle wanted to do or Cat Williams wanted to do one, it's just like okay. So it's like nice. But I've heard really it's had really really good comments. Over the weekend there was rumors that Maura Higgins is going to be taking over Love Island, and Maya Jama quickly shut that down, and she said, I will be hosting Love Island next year and have no plans to leave right now. Filmed the promo a couple of days ago, actually. Fake news is fake newsing, as usual. Which I think Maya's a really, really, really great host for it. The way British media moves, where it's one person for life, they need to implement that when it comes to Maya. Don't try to take her out. No, leave her there. She does a great job. It's sick. I love it. And then lastly, Chloe Bailey is currently in Lagos. Chloe Bailey's in Lagos with Burna Boy, living her best life. So obviously there's speculations about whether or not they're dating and whatnot. They've been seen out in the clubs. Like she had a lovely, nice little welcome. And it's so funny. Some girl tweeted, "You'll be in the traffic." She's like, "I've been in traffic for 3 hours." Next thing you know, Chloe Bailey's just sailing through because she's got convoy. But anyway, so she's currently in Nigeria, in Lagos with Burna Boy, chilling and having a great time. I'll be honest with you, yeah. I think that certain Nigerian celebrities, actually, I think any. Dating them is hard work, not because of the individual, but because of their stance. I can't imagine a life where you've got Burna Boy stands in your what's it called, in your DMs. God forbid they break up. That'll be a lot. But anyways, and then apparently Steph London posted and deleted the Rolls Royce that Burna got her last year. I don't know what the relevance of that or what the link to that was meant to be. But I do hope for Chloe's sake that she's just doing vibes, respectfully. Otherwise, that next album of hers, it's gonna be something else. It's gonna be worse than Adele. But yeah, she is in Lagos having a great time. So yeah, speculations going on in the streets. But that's it. That's it for Word on Road. Let's get into People's Journal. I think they're back actually because there was the British Fashion Awards. They performed. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, they're really great. Like together, they're really, really great, and I really hope they come back again for another album. Them girls are so talented, and when they do the album, they produce every single thing, like from the instrumentals to every single thing themselves. They're so talented. It's mind blowing. I hope they come back together again to do some music. Yeah.
All right, people. Welcome to the People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. First thing I want to talk about, there's a few things I want to mention, but I'm going to breeze through some of them. First thing is, according to official figures by the ONS, the Office for National Statistics, they're saying that pay growth has picked up for the first time in more than a year. So regular pay grew at a faster than expected rate of 5.2%. This between August and October. Wages are continuing to increase faster than the price of goods. And obviously, the analysts are basically saying that these latest figures have reduced the chances of the Bank of England cutting the interest rates when they meet this week. So obviously, we do want the Bank of England to cut the interest rates, but they can't be very, all cavalier with it. So they have to, analyze certain things that's going on in society, in the country and whatnot. And the fact that the pay growth has picked up faster than they expected is something that may cause them to be like, oh, we need to hold off, you know what I'm saying? Because that may push inflation up again. You know what I'm saying? So we need to be careful there.
Petrol prices are going up. They think I didn't notice, I noticed.
Exactly. So that's another thing there as well, right? Next thing I wanted to mention is apparently, how are you guys going to be doing your Christmas? Obviously, last year you had the Chinese Christians.
Nah, man, this year I've got to cook.
How was it?
My mum was trying to do up many. I said, no, you're allowed one rice. Do you want fried or jollof? Talk about jollof rice, then fried rice, then fresh fish, then fried fish, then effort. Then I said,
it's a lot.
Anyway.
Well, I'm not too sure if any of those things fall into this article.
Probably not.
Right, because basically I was going to say to you that prices of turkey and Brussels sprouts has gone down.
No, Turkey.
So yeah, so
Brussels sprouts.
yeah.
That's not what's gonna break. That wasn't what was gonna break the bank. Turkey, I can hear it though.
Yeah.
Was
True.
it like a Tesco club card?
Well, I think generally, you know.
Okay.
I think generally, yeah.
Turkey's dead anyway. I don't know how people eat turkey.
Turkey's alright if you cook it right.
But you eat vegan turkey, so that your view does not count
This is
at
true.
all.
I forgot.
Have you bought your turkey? Your fake turkey?
No, I've not bought it yet, you know. No.
I'm more of a roast. I like a roast. So if we do have a roast, we just have chicken. I don't eat turkey. I don't like turkey. It intimidates me. Nigerians love turkey as well. They love a turkey wing. But it intimidates me because the size of one wing is like size of 3 pieces of chicken. And it throws me off.
Yep. You're having a forearm on your plate.
I'm eating a dinosaur. I just feel like I shouldn't be eating that. It just doesn't seem that it should be eaten. Anyway.
Yeah, man.
It's unethical.
For those who do like their Brussels sprouts, right, the price have fallen 12%.
Okay.
So, and turkeys as well, they've fallen as well. So basically, it's not a big difference. But your turkey will cost you £1.21 less.
I'll spend that wisely, y'all.
That's what I'm saying. Use it for some ketchup. Economy ketchup, you can't get no Heinz.
You can't get a Heinz.
You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, apparently there's just a few things that's a bit cheaper this year anyway. So I'm pretty sure that will be welcomed by some people. Other thing is, Donald Trump's going to be meeting with the CEO of TikTok. Now, remember, we've been speaking before about TikTok CEO trying to reverse the whole ruling about TikTok being removed and banned from America. So he's meant to be meeting with Trump at Mar-a-Lago. He's a state over there. And basically, for those who don't know, I'll just repeat it again, there was a law that was passed earlier in the year that basically means that TikTok will be banned unless they sold it, right? Before 19th of January. So obviously that's coming up just around the corner. So basically they've made an emergency application to the US Supreme Court to have the ban delayed in it. And in that time, they want to meet up with Trump because Trump himself, he actually opposes the ban.
So banning for how old?
Gone.
In America?
Yeah.
I love Americans on TikTok. They're funny.
Yeah.
How would I have known about Risa Tisa?
There you go. You've been learning about Chinese people now after that.
No, thank you.
But yeah, that's basically how it will be. Unless Trump obviously intervenes and basically they find some sort of compromise. But yeah, he opposes the ban. Apparently, he did support a particular ban of TikTok during his first term, but obviously he's changed his mind now. And they're gonna sit down and see what's gonna happen, man. He won't be inaugurated until the 20th of January. And they're meant to be banned the day before on the 19th. Hence the delay. You know what I'm saying, that they want. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you guys updated. You know the Senator Bernie Sanders in America,
Yes.
the super
The one with the
socialist
meme.
guy. With the what? Meme.
It was a meme.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, the old man.
Yes, him.
And he basically had a mass. I can't remember who. I think it was someone's inauguration or something. He had a big coat on, arms and legs folded, and he was sleeping. And he became a meme for the longest time. A good meme.
Well, that gentleman over there, basically, he's basically led an investigation into, I guess, the working sort of environment of Amazon.
He did?
Yeah.
All right, granddad.
And basically, they found out that Amazon basically pushed their US warehouse workers to fulfill orders at speeds that could cause high rates of injury.
Oh, duh.
Despite being aware of the risk. So Amazon know.
There he is. There's a meme. It's such a mood.
Yeah, I've seen this.
Such a mood.
But yeah.
He's a fair age, actually, to be fair. Well, if he's 85.
Right, I don't even know what this man is.
Okay, but everyone, there's always been a thing though with Amazon about how it is that they like the working conditions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, I guess now he's got the investigation, the report to actually to prove it, man. So it was a whole 18-month probe into their firm, and basically supports the claims that the workers and labor campaigners have been making about the company for years. Everyone's been pretty much saying it, though, innit? I mean, so yeah, that's basically what the situation is. It's accused them of rejecting changes that would have helped to reduce the pace at which these workers work, but also apparently it did improve safety because of the concerns about its bottom line. So that was the reason why they improved safety, because of concerns about its bottom line.
Okay.
And this is what I've been telling people. People may look at that as a bad thing in capitalism, but I see that as kind of like a good thing because you care about the effects on your company, you would do what's necessary for the customer. But when governments get involved and allow these companies to get away with foolishness, allow them to pay little tax, bail them out when they should be allowed to fail, there's no incentive for them to improve things. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. And the last thing I want to talk about, which to me, my humble estimation, is the most important thing, is about ECOWAS. So ECOWAS, for those who don't know, is the bloc in West Africa, basically, that allows for the unity economically and politically of those West African countries, right? It's the reason why if you've got like a Nigerian passport, Ghanaian passport, you don't need a visa to move around, right, in that particular area. I mention them because there's 3 countries that we've highlighted over the past 1 or 2 years now, Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger. And both of them, remember, they were taken over militarily. And
we were talking about this yesterday, actually.
Yeah, exactly. And basically, remember, ECOWAS was talking about threatening them anyway. They tried to threaten them at the time, with basically getting back on board and bringing back the president at the time. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking over militarily via coup. Obviously, they're not listening to the rest of ECOWAS, who I believe Tinubu is the head, if I'm not mistaken, at the moment. But basically, there's going to be a meeting in Nigeria on Sunday, and they basically said, okay, cool. They gave them a deadline to basically decide if you're going to be part of ECOWAS or not, or basically leave. And now they're going to give them like a cooling off sort of period, or a transitional period of 6 months. So long story short, in the period between the 29th of February and the 29th of July 2025, those 3 countries can be readmitted into ECOWAS, right? If they decide to rejoin the community. At the moment, they're saying, that's fine. We don't need to be part of ECOWAS. We want to be by ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, we know what you guys are about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know that the West still control you guys, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was the whole thing. So basically, ECOWAS is basically saying, restore democratic rule, bring back those presidents, or at least do some sort of election. They're like, no, we need to sort out our country and control it in a particular way. And I love it, man. I love it, to be fair. They don't need to be part of something that's corrupted, man. In the meantime, though, there's some negotiations. These negotiations are being led by the Senegalese president. Big up the Senegalese president, by the way, Mr. Bassirou Diomaye, right, Faye, and also the Togolese president as well. So they're basically sorting out the negotiations. But the reason why I bigged up the Senegalese president, and maybe this could be a potential topic of the day, but this was sent to me. Big up Christy. And this is basically something about basically the Senegalese government prohibiting Lebanese women from giving birth in Senegal. In the same way that African women are not allowed to give birth in Lebanon. So he's saying the same way our sisters, our African black women can't give birth in your country because maybe you feel like, oh, they're going to have equal rights, citizenship and things of that nature. Yeah, don't come here and do that.
Yeah, fair.
So this is something that, again, we might need to bring to you guys as a topic of the day. Do you feel like it's fair, sort of thing? But anyway, this is what he's about. He tries to change a lot of things back home in Senegal, man. So big up Senegal, man. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the People's Journal, man.
Thank you. We've got some asking for a friend. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's see. What are people going on? Okay, so our first message is from a person aged 29. It says, update and question for E-Man. I got the ring back. Yay!
100%.
I think I remember this. I was about to say, you know my stance on rings. But if it's me at the other side of the ring. Anyway, it says, I got the ring back. I don't know if you remember, but I'm the guy that wanted the ring back after I proposed at Cosmos and my ex's mum was a witch. It was a whole ordeal. Just know I got it back. Thanks for your advice. And by the way, E-Man, just a question for you based on today's episode. Economically, can you explain the how and who the breakdown of the black or dark skin family starts with?
The how and who?
The breakdown of the black or dark skin family starts with.
Oh.
So you want to think about that while I finish the rest?
Yeah.
It says, me personally, I go for only dark skinned girls, but I know so many stories and instances where black dark skinned men get rejected from black dark skin because he's not those girls' type, and he is tired of constant rejection, so he goes where the love is, and before you know it, he has a mixed light skinned family, and the strip down of the black family begins. Where does it actually begin? The rejection or the decision to go outside dark skin or black women, even if they know they are going to face rejection? And if you can answer further, what's the solution? Dark-skinned people should only go with dark-skinned people. Light-skinned people should only go with light-skinned people. Polygyny, don't be silly. I said don't be silly. It wasn't in there. Please read this out and keep smashing everything you're doing. Be honest. Big up you, babes.
Yeah, man.
I'm so happy you got the ring back. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
really
man.
happy because you deserve that. You deserve to have praise to somebody and be with somebody who appreciates the efforts that you put into your relationship. And you sound like a very lovely guy.
Mhm.
So watch. The only way is up from here.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I feel like it goes back like centuries, man. So a lot of this stuff stems from slavery. A lot of this stuff stems from our interaction with Europeans and how they favored certain people in it, and how we, I guess, looked at them and their offspring, which trigger warning would have come a lot of the time, most of the time, from rape, right? And seeing how they were treated. And I remember, obviously, Daryl came here and spoke about this. And when was this? I think this was last year when we were speaking during Black History Month, when I was speaking about the Billion Man March.
Mm-hmm.
And I read out some excerpts of Farrakhan, the minister's speech. And he was basically reading out the Willie Lynch letter and speaking about how they caused division amongst us. I feel like it starts from there, where people who were light-skinned were given preferential treatment.
Mm-hmm.
And so subconsciously, you kind of want that for yourself, or at least you want that for your children.
Yeah.
We just spoke about the same thing. Stacey said something similar, obviously not anymore. Veronica was basically saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? These are people's aims and objectives. So I feel like this is where it starts from. And just to continue from there, man. In terms of a solution, I feel like we have to make a decision to be like, okay, cool. This is the problem, and we just have to see Black people as a whole as the same. I think once we do that, then that's the first step towards it. But if we see one particular group as better, then we're gonna have problems. And those people who perhaps get the preferential treatment, if they can maybe speak out and say, okay, cool, I'm aware of my so-called privilege, right? And I pretty much want to discard that and do something that can heal the damage between us, then that's how you pretty much kind of heal it. But if people are kind of acting like it doesn't exist, or there's good reason for why it exists, then you're gonna have issues, man. So yeah, I feel like it starts from there. What was the other question you said about economics? Economically, you said, give me 1 second. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay. Yeah, economically, can you explain that? How and who? Okay. What's the solution? Yeah. Basically, I think the solution is literally like, if you're going to be somebody who's going to be committed to the upliftment and betterment of Black people as a whole, and you actually see Black people as all the same, right? Literally, I'm not talking about like mixed with this, and I'm talking about Black people. How you perceive Black people, the Black community, because obviously we come in a range of different shades, different texture hair, different heights, different all sorts of stuff in it. If we see each other as all the same, then I think that's basically the best solution. That's the way to come about a particular solution, because people can obviously have children who are different colors. You may have that same different shades. You may have that same issue within your own family. If you fix it there, and those kids go out into the world and take that with them, that learning with them, and we add that to the community, then yeah, that's pretty much how you fix it. Hope that answers the question, man.
Lovely. Next one. Sorry. Oh yeah. So the next person is age 26. I want to repair the relationship I have with my mum, but I can't lie. I fucking hate her at the moment. I'm 26 and my mum's new boyfriend is younger than I am. Sorry.
Diabolical.
I'm 26 and my mum's new boyfriend is younger than I am. It's so embarrassing. Her new boyfriend is 23 and she's 46. I've not spoken to them since 2022 and I want to repair the cracks we have, but it's so icky. She went on a spree of going after young guys around my age when she and my dad split up 5 years ago, and it's made me sick since. Do you have any advice of repair? Oh, sorry. Do you have any advice of repair what's broken already? To repair what's broken already? That's tricky. That's tricky. I think if you want to repair it, then I think it just starts by just messaging her once in a while, just that kind of little things. I don't think it's trying to repair it and go hard and heavy, and I think that's the issue sometimes. That's why it doesn't click sometimes. I also think that I think if she's still got a boyfriend that's like half her age, sorry, it would be tricky to tell her why it is. If this is the reason why you guys are one of the reasons or one of the main reasons why you don't have a good relationship, it will be difficult to tell her that if she's still with a 23-year-old. Do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's difficult to tell someone this is why our relationship is broken down when they clearly still believe in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that one thing I've learned when it comes to just relationships in general, and that's like friendships, all the ships, is that you have to just take what it is that you can from the relationship and don't worry about everything else. So you can't take on your mum having better morality when it comes to not dating men half her age. You can't take you just can't take these things. So what you can control is the interaction that you have with her and how deep those interactions go, how often those interactions are. And then I feel like that's just a great start, is just to have checking on her once in a while. And if you want to meet up with her, maybe don't meet up with her outside of her boyfriend. And I would say just take one step at a time and see what it's like. But also don't expect her to be where you are. So she might not want to repair it, or I feel like you just gotta do what's comfortable for you, one step at a time. That's
I hear it, man.
That's deep, man. I don't know how you even fix that.
But the thing is, the mum knows why he's away in it. So you can't even hide that. But I think it's probably just acknowledge it and be like, listen, all right, before this guy came along and after he goes, I'm still gonna be your son in it. You're still gonna be my mom. Let's focus on us.
Yeah.
And just at least give her the space to pursue that thing, man.
That's so embarrassing.
It's crazy, I know. But
so icky.
Yeah, but she's grown. She's grown. She can do these things, man.
Well, yeah. Because I think it's not everybody you need to preach to, or even if you preach to. I think if it's a thing where she wants you to spend time with her boyfriend or whatever, just be like, I'm not comfortable with that, because I think the age gap between you is ridiculous.
Yeah, no chance.
And then just leave it at that. But again, you don't have to say that to try and convince her to do differently, but just let her know where it starts, because you can't. I don't really even put myself in uncomfortable situations, and I don't do anything for the sake of what's the word when it comes to like family and stuff. Just like out of duty or sentiment. That's the word. I don't do I'm not doing it. So I think just take one step at a time when it comes to that, and just accept that this is the phase that she's at. Hopefully she gets over this phase. It's not like she's hurt. I don't know and it's not like she's hurt and she feels like she's trying to like regain some kind of excitement in her life. So hopefully at some point she'll find actual excitement.
Oh, this is a woman that's writing it, isn't it?
Well.
Yeah.
Same advice, to be honest.
Yeah, same advice.
I mean, it works both ways.
Same advice. But I can understand why. To be fair, both ways is crazy.
It's diabolical.
Yeah, 100%. But also, interesting, I've not spoken to them, this is what she said, since 2022.
Yeah.
Is he 23 now?
Probably 25 now.
Okay.
Probably planning his 25th
Hope
birthday.
for the best.
It ain't no better. Because mummy
21 back then.
No, but mummy's 48.
Yeah, true.
Her age is going up too.
Yeah, but she just wants fun. But what's crazy is they've been together for 2 years though. Maybe this is real.
No, it's not real. Just because you're having fun doesn't mean doesn't make it real.
This is true. He's got time.
And Auntie does too. She does.
At what?
She don't want no kids. Her kid is 23. Do you think that's a woman that's trying to have another child?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. And she's divorced her husband.
Yeah.
Life is for the living she's doing.
See, this is the stat that we're talking about, isn't it?
Not necessarily, because she's divorced.
Well,
she's been married. They said she and her dad separated, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she and my dad split up 5 years ago. She's living her, but she's regaining her independence and her excitement. This was better to get married later. You had all your excitement. You've had all your excitement. If I get married later and I've had all my excitement, I'm not gonna be divorcing my man at the age of 45 to go and be finding boys that's half my age. I have no reason to. Been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. But yeah, I hope that helps, babes. I would just say, just take it one step at a time. Reach out and just see how those conversations go. And I think just make it what it is that you want it to be, as in like just be gentle and take one step at a time.
She should be, the mum needs to be considerate though, man. That's not right, man. So what, does this boyfriend live in their house or something?
You wouldn't if you were 23 and you had a 50-year-old sugar mommy? I would. Actually,
This is crazy. Because he'd just be enjoying. You don't need to work. And she can't say grow up. What?
You knew who I was
100%.
when you found me. I think that's the thing as well. Like I hope he's not using her. What? I hope it's genuine because there are people like that though. They just like older women, and so when they're with older women, like they actually end up having really like blossomed relationship. What's her name from Basketball Wives? Tammy had that.
Who's that?
She's I don't even know how to Tammy. She was a reality house. Basketball Wives, the reality show.
It's not Scottie Pippen's wife, is it?
No.
Okay, because that one is a diabolical piece.
No. I always say in the headlines, I don't even know exactly what but I made it a thing. It's just a thing where I said, I'm never going to find out what you do.
Yeah, good.
It's never, I never hear good things about her. I'm just like, not interested. But no, she was like the OG Basketball Wives. When Shaq's. Yeah, so Shaq's ex-wife, Shawnee O'Neal, she started Basketball Wives. And so one of the OG ones, so it was her, it was that interesting woman, Jackie Christie, it was Tammy, it was Evelyn Lozada, she used to go with Ochocinco. She's the one he abused that time. Headbutt. What's the other one? At least I should go smelly breath. What's her name again? What's that girl? She's like a little moose. She's like a little deer. What's her name? Oh, I can't remember her name now. She was best friends with Evelyn. If anyone remembers, please tell me in the chat. It's really gonna bug me. I can't remember her name now. Jen. I think it was Jen. But anyway, yeah. So she ended up being with a guy. Tammy ended up being with a guy that was much younger than her. And their relationship is solid. Like, they're still together. Solid stuff.
He don't want kids?
No, he didn't want kids.
Okay.
And she had 2 grown kids.
Oh, he did? No, she did.
She did, yeah.
Okay, cool.
But I think, I don't think he wanted kids. Or maybe they've been tried. I don't know. But I always say anyway, if I end up with a man that was like older than me, you can't ask for kids. Let's be high, greedy. You already got kids. I'm here for the fun.
To be fair, if he's old,
and giggles.
Yeah, to be fair, if he's older, you probably would be on the side of not wanting to.
I'm here for fun.
Yeah.
I'm here just for you to get your last bit of fun in before you kick the bucket. Don't be silly when you want kids. What do you think this is? You better leave me some good inheritance. What that free entertainment I'm doing. What do you think this is? Anyway, good luck, girl. And our last one is from Anonymous, who is 25. And they said, this is not a dilemma, but more of a question or potentially a topic of the day, one especially for E-Man. I wonder what the TDA collective thoughts are in relation to the white couple, Gabriella and Thomas, who adopted the Nigerian culture for their wedding, as it seems to have caused a bit of a stir in the community over social media. My question, or the question rather, would be, where do we belong? How, who, and what dictates that? If where you live doesn't claim embrace you, and where you're from doesn't claim embrace you, and even your origin, then where do you belong? Ask Shemama Begum. She's very...
She don't belong nowhere.
Nowhere. So is it a random couple that just did?
It's funny enough, I had already written it down for topic of the day this week, actually.
Okay, all right. I think Friday when Jean is in, that'll be light one. Say light one.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I think that'll be a good one on Friday.
Stay tuned for Friday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on Friday. But yeah, man, that is it. Thank you guys for sending those in. Let's get into our last headlines for today.
All right, people. So the BBC has revealed that the social media platform Telegram uses an algorithm that promotes extremist content. This is from a new study that was shared exclusively with the BBC. So the report from the US civil rights organization, the Southern Poverty Law Center, the SPLC, found that the similar channels feature introduced last year recommends extremist channels even to users browsing subjects such as celebrities or technology. Can you imagine? A professor also showed BBC Panorama how he found someone within moments on Telegram who offered to ship an Uzi submachine gun to the UK for £850. Telegram says that users are only presented with content that they have chosen to engage with, and it removes millions of pieces of harmful content daily. The company's founder, the Russian billionaire Pavel Durov, is under formal investigation in France, accused of failing to stop criminality on his platform. He has obviously denied all the allegations. Telegram's best known as a messaging app marketed with secretive features. Right? Telegram also allows its almost 1 billion users to set up groups where they can broadcast messages and videos to up to 200,000 people at a time. Trigger warning on this one, big trigger warning on this one, guys. Lucy Letby's lawyers have said that they will be asking the Court of Appeal to immediately review all of her convictions because of an expert witness, and because this expert witness has now changed his mind on the cause of death of 3 babies. So the former nurse is serving 15 whole life jail sentences for jail terms for murdering 7 babies and trying to kill 7 others whilst working as a neonatal nurse at the Countess of Chester Hospital. Her barrister, Mark MacDonald, told a news conference in London that the lead prosecution expert, Dr. Dewey Evans, had allegedly altered his view about how the babies died. He said, remarkably, Dr. Evans has now changed his mind on the cause of death of 3 of the babies, baby C, baby I, and baby P. The BBC has contacted Dr. Evans for a response, but he has not commented on Mr. MacDonald's claims. Letby, for those who don't know, was convicted in August of last year and has twice previously been refused permission to appeal against her convictions. The CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, said that the court had previously rejected Letby's argument that expert prosecution evidence was flawed. Mr. MacDonald said that the primary grounds of appeal at the previous hearing related to the admissibility before the jury of the evidence of the lead prosecution expert, Dr. Dewey Evans. The defense argued twice at trial that Dr. Evans' evidence should be disregarded, and this was refused by the trial judge. It was then later argued in the Court of Appeal and was refused in the Court of Appeal. And our last headline, trigger warning on this one also, and a man has been arrested after a 2-year-old boy died in a crash in the West Midlands that involved a stolen Porsche. The 30-year-old was being held on suspicion of causing death by dangerous driving, and the crash, which also injured 4 adults, happened in Dartmouth Road in Smethwick on Saturday evening. Police said that the suspect had been detained after the force had received new information about the collision. The boy and the adults were in the Toyota Auris when it was in the collision with a grey Porsche Cayenne just before 11 p.m. Detectives said that the driver of the Porsche, which had been stolen earlier in December, had fled the scene, and a woman aged 29 and a 30-year-old man remain in a serious condition in hospital following the collision. And that's it for headlines. Time to pay them bills.
All right, let's get into the reaction.
All right, people. Reaction time. What the hell? Sorry, guys. Sorry, 1 second. All right, so the first thing is, obviously, yesterday we didn't have a chance to give you guys the scores over the weekend. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what happened over the weekend. But nonetheless, let me go through the scores in the Premier League. Arsenal drew with Everton 0-0. Liverpool drew with Fulham 2-2. Newcastle beat Leicester City 4-0. Wolves lost at home to Ipswich Town 2-1. And Nottingham Forest beat Aston Villa 2-1 as well. The following day on Sunday, Brighton lost to Crystal Palace at home 3-1. Chelsea beat Brentford 2-1. Tottenham destroyed Southampton 5-0. And probably the biggest game of the day. Probably the reason why Marks is still celebrating. And Man United beat Man City 2-1. But you see any of those games?
Arsenal, Everton. That was it.
Okay. There was also a lot of boxing, man. A lot of boxing. Remember I told you guys the main fight, well, not the main fight, but the fight that a lot of us were looking forward to. Not because it was going to be particularly difficult anyway, but this was between Roach and Tank, got postponed until next year. But there were some good fights, man. Dillian Whyte was back in the ring, and he fought the Ghanaian heavyweight by the name of Tete. What's his first name again? Ebenezer Tete. And he lost, man. Sorry, he beat Tete. I think it was stopped in the 7th round. Honestly, no disrespect, but obviously I'm pretty sure Dillian Whyte knows this too. He's obviously on the last legs of his career, innit? That fight was not impressive. It seemed quite sloppy. Both of them seemed to get hurt numerous times. Not because they were landing amazing punches and stuff, but just because they just seemed quite sloppy in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a big heavyweight, someone like a Bacoli or what's his name, Miller, like you can still have some sort of skill about you. You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like these two were just there to just throw bombs with no skill. It just seems sloppy. Just seems sloppy. Both of them getting hit with easy punches that you could slip or, you know what I mean, or block or whatever. Anyway, Dillian White got the job done anyway, so he stopped him round 7. And that was the end of that, man. Also, one of the other fights, there was an upset. Jaime Munguia, he lost to Bruno Surace. So this guy, yeah, nobody knows who this guy is, by the way. Well, at least I don't know. Apparently he's French. He's got a decent record, but he's fought people that nobody knows. And yeah, he's just one of those under the radar guys. And this was the first fight that Munguia was meant to be having at home, innit, in Mexico, where he's the main guy on the card. And he lost it, man. He lost it. He got stopped in round 6, I believe. He got knocked out. It was just one of those, I don't know. It was just him being sloppy. It's like he didn't take his opponent seriously. He was winning the fight, clearly, but then he just went in and Surace just caught him with a nice, clean shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, his arms were down. Just a clean shot. Munguia dropped to the ground. To be fair, some people are saying that the referee kind of counted relatively quick. Looking back at it, yeah. But Munguia was still done. He was done. When he got to his feet, yeah, he just wasn't there no more, innit? So he lost, man. And that was it. And the other fight that you guys, like, if you like boxing, you'd like to see, was Navarrete and Oscar Valdez. This was a sick fight. This is their part 2, innit? And obviously it's clear from, again, everyone says that styles makes fights, innit? And Oscar Valdez just can't beat this guy. He just can't beat him. And yeah, he stopped him. He stopped him in the 6th round as well. And yeah, just like the rematch, pretty much, Navarrete it's just got his number in it. And Oscar Valdez, who again, former world champion, he's a solid fighter, but he just looked like an amateur in there. Just looked like an amateur. He had nothing for Navarrete. It was just straight domination from round 1. And yeah, so no surprise. Knocked him down a few times, I believe, a couple of times, yeah. And round 6, referee just jumped in and said, "Nah, it's enough, man." And yeah, that was it. And obviously, on Friday, we'll pretty much talk about the fight that everyone's looking forward to. This is Usyk and Tyson Fury, part 2, the rematch. And we'll get into who people feel like will win. But that's pretty much it for the reaction, man.
All right, let's wrap this up.
All right, people. Thank you for tuning in. It was a good day. A nice part 2 to yesterday's topic.
Do you know, I'm glad we actually came to like a full rounded, wholesome way to just end it.
Yep.
That was good. So big up everyone that called there. We really appreciate it on both days. You're very much appreciated.
Yes, 100%. In addition to the topic of the day, we did mention that Keir Starmer defends China's policy after this whole spy scandal involving Prince Andrew, basically trying to keep him anonymous. But like I said, there has been an update. His name has been released. We spoke about Angela Rayner saying that some local elections could be delayed by up to a year. And also the Foreign Secretary says that people should follow the rules in other countries, man. And this was in direct response to the situation involving a young brother by the name of Marcus Fakana, who is now going to be serving a 1-year sentence in Dubai, man, for having relations with this girl. The cruel mother of that girl just called up, tried to mess him up, man, mess up his life. But she will get what's coming to her. And also we spoke about President Bashar al-Assad, who said that he never intended to leave Syria, innit? It wasn't one of those things where he just was scared, running scared, innit? But really, it was something else that we spoke about. Zelenskyy and Putin, Trump is basically saying, you guys need to make a deal and do it ASAP. And also we spoke about the sad fatal shooting of a teacher and a teenage student in a private school in Wisconsin, basically by this 17-year-old girl. We also had some asking for our friends. Hopefully we were able to help. And also look forward to Friday's topic of the day about that same thing that one of our listeners, Anonymous, asked. Also spoke about the study that was done, which the BBC revealed, showing that the Telegram actually pushes extremist groups to users. You could be minding your business, looking for stuff about celebrities and technology, and they'll put certain things in front of you to have you exposed to extremist ideology. We also spoke about Letby's lawyers, who basically want the appeal to go through because somebody has changed their mind on the cause of death of 3 babies. This somebody being an expert witness. They believe it will change the case, and she should have a right to appeal. We also spoke about this man that was arrested after a 2-year-old boy died in a car collision that involved a stolen Porsche. And of course, we spoke about the scores on the weekend and the boxing as well. Been a long day, man. I'm tired.
Okay, someone said, Lord, take teams, not TikTok. Also, just seeing here that, hear this lineup: 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige, and Davido in one concert next year, July, in London.
It's quite different, isn't it?
It's very diverse. This is something for everyone. That is literally, we're going to have a support like Central C. That's exactly. Anyway, but no, thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys as always. Please follow us on socials, The Day After TNB, on Instagram, X, TikTok, and we are also on Discord if you want to throw things in there, gist and whatnot. I think it would definitely be helpful when we're off. I feel like things will happen. It would definitely be the place to go to when we're on our Christmas break, which is coming up soon, actually. But yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow.
Peace.
Bye.